So past Marstead, I left a note to myself in the live split timer saying, hey, follow Delphine, because I saved in the middle of following her. So let's do that and try to remember the controls in the meantime. Just a reminder, I'll remind this at the start of each session, but I am cheating at Skyrim. I have disabled encumbrance, or at least I've set my available encumbrance to such a high number that I get to ignore it. And I am happy to debate I think this game needs to be quite a bit louder. Let me adjust the quick. It's quiet even in my ear. I'm happy to debate my reasons for doing that. I typically don't cheat on stream, but I really hate encumbrance, and it's just kind of an engine in this game to increase the time it's going to take me to play it, so I feel less bad about it. Encumbrance is stupid, end debate. At least the way it's deployed in Skyrim, I think it's stupid. I don't mind it in Breath of the Wild, where it's more of an item slot system. It's more useful decisions. That's weird of you.
My analysis is correct. The dragon buried near Kynes Grove will be the next to come back to life.
Hey Retro, how's it going?
Up dead, but at least it gets me out of Riverwood. I don't really think I'm cut out.
Yeah, I gotta find a better way to announce. I don't like not having consistent hours every day, but
let's get going.
I think I'm learning Cat's schedule better and better, and I might be able to be more consistent with it. It's still gonna be like every other week type things. It's explaining my reasoning, taking a heavy load off my shoulders. Oh!
Not much to look at. The innkeeper ought to be able to tell us if there's any dragon mouths nearby.
My problem with encumbrance of this game is that it doesn't create a player decision, right? It's just as simple at any point in this game to take a load of items, fast travel somewhere, sell them, fast travel back, and get the stuff you left behind. Whereas a game like Zelda is constantly destroying items, and if you leave an item behind, it's gone forever.
Something's wrong.
You don't want to go up there. A dragon. It's attacking.
Dragons attacking Kynes Grove?
Well, I don't know. Not yet. It flew over the town and landed on the old dragon mound. I don't know what it's doing
If only
there,
you could
but I'm
move
not
encumbrance in
waiting
real
around
life.
to find out.
Come on, hurry. We might be too late.
Working on it. I remember really stressing out about this game not feeling like it was running smoothly when I first played it on stream, but I think that's just Skyrim. It's just Bethesda. It's hard to get a really clean, constant 60 frames per second, even if you're not streaming, especially on the remastered version that I'm playing.
Lorcan's eyes. Look at that big bastard.
Whoa! That's cool. I can't keep my head down and see what it does. God, unbelievable. Severed convenience mods. Make every second count. That's funny. Also, the UI in this game is kind of janky enough that even deciding what's good and what's trash is a significant time waste, I feel like. Who are you talking to, bud?
Steady. I know what's happening. Let's watch and wait. This is worse than I thought.
Oh, that's unexpected. Okay, that's cool. There are two of them. And that one has a quest marker. Alduin. That might be my dragon. I thought I had subtitles on. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Did it just undo all of my settings? Kept my save field? Okay. That's fine. Thanks, Bethesda. Alright, so there's Alduin. Somehow it's Windows 10's fault. They're talking to me, aren't they? Is this guy Alduin, or is this guy Alduin? Oh wait, no. That guy, okay, the big guy in the top was Alduin. I think he's the guy who saved me in the opening cutscene when I was getting executed. Can you take damage in the face or something? Gotta wait for my magic to regen. I'm useless without it. Sorry. Subtitles. What are dragons resistant to fire in this game? I was under the impression they all had different stats depending on the dragon. Alright, let me try remembering how the hell I changed my settings here. I think I have presets somewhere, right? Try frostbite, I guess. That's working better. Cool. Fire is traditionally a dragon thing, but not always. How do I get into my inventory? Not that button. The B button. That's it. All right. Remembering how to play, kinda, sort of. Drains the target's magicka. How do you use these potions on enemies? Like, you have to, like, trick them into consuming them, I guess? I don't have any magic potions. Sweet. Teammates seem to be doing a good job. Who needs a Dovahkiin? Only Dargan. Hey, I totally did that by myself. Can I eat his soul, please? Can you eat your soul? Maybe that just happens automatically. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Let me eat your soul, bud. I'm so excited about the Dark Souls remaster. I can't tell you how much. I will probably play it off stream hours with Kat just to show him the game. I remember trying to show him Dark Souls 1 a couple years ago, and he's like, that game looks disgusting. Like, I know, right? It's really good, though.
I owe you some answers, don't I?
Sure.
Go ahead. Whatever you want to know. Nothing held back.
Oh, is it only $20? Right on. That's in, like, May, though, isn't it? Poison using a weapons potion you drink yourself. So the one that steals magicka from an enemy, like how would I get the magic off of them? It's like an ability that it gives me that I drain when I attack. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
I'm one of the last members of the Blades. A
You
very
remind me
long
about
time
everything.
ago, the Blades...
I'm a dragon man, dragonborn. I kill dragons and eat their powers. I use shouts. There's a council of old men on top of a hill.
Since the last Dragonborn Emperor.
Alduin, I think, is the dragon who saved me in the opening cutscene.
Now that dragons are coming back, our purpose is clear again. We need to stop them. Not a damn thing. I was just as surprised as you to find that big black dragon here.
Oh, how does the loyalty discount work?
Really? Where?
It's the one that attacked Helgen. Yeah, it was Alduin who saved me.
Same dragon. Damn it, we're blundering around in the dark here. We need to figure out who's behind it all. Exactly.
Who are the Blades?
Nobody even remembers our name these days.
Oh, you're talking about the PC version. Oh, that's nice. So you get a discount if you have the Prepare to Die shitty port edition? That's exciting. I'll get it on Steam and Switch then. Because the Steam version's going to be 60 frames per second, right? And the Switch version's only 30. I don't know if I'd like Dark Souls 1 at 60 frames per second.
But we never found one. Until now. The first thing we need to do is figure out who's behind the dragons. The Thalmor are our best lead. If they aren't involved, they'll know who is.
Who are the Thalmor? Remind me.
The faction that rules the Aldmeri Dominion. The ones who almost destroyed the Empire during the Great War 30 years back. There's no worse enemy to humankind in Tamriel. The Empire barely survived the last war. The Thalmor don't intend to lose the next one. Nothing solid yet, but my gut tells me it can't
So,
be any
before
better.
Skyrim, were dragons
Empire
just
has
basically
had
not a
its
thing? I
own.
probably asked this
The
in a
war was
previous
basically
stream.
over.
I'm trying to get
Then a
a
dragon
sense of the
passed,
Elder Scrolls
Ulfric
universe. It seems like a
escaped,
pretty cool
and the war
fantasy
kept
setting.
on. And now the dragons are attacking everywhere.
Or there are no dragons in the
Eastern
sense that there are no dragons in Dark
Skyrim's
Souls. There's
weakened.
like
The
one or
Empire
two
is
occasionally that are hidden,
Who else
but the
can
general
rescue
lore
them?
assumes they're all gone.
Before the Great War, the Blades helped the Empire against the Thalmor.
There haven't been dragons in any of
Our
the other
Grandmaster
games.
saw them as the greatest
Interesting.
threat to Tamriel.
Not a single one, not even like a
Time,
secret
that was
boss.
true. Maybe it still is. So we fought them in the shadows, all
That's cool.
across Tamriel.
Your reasoning is
We thought we were
racism.
more than a match for them. We were wrong.
Dead wrong. We need to find out. I should read these prompts since you guys can't if you're tab. We need to find out what the Thalmor know about the dragons. Any ideas?
We could get into the Thalmor embassy. It's the center of their operations in Skyrim. Problem is that place is
Right, but there haven't been any
locked
living
by the
dragons. They've
curse.
been mythical.
They could teach me a
Gotcha.
few things about paranoia. I'm not
How do we
sure.
get into the Thalmor embassy?
I have a few ideas, but I'll need some time to pull things together. Meet me back in Riverwood. If I'm not back when you get there, wait for me. I shouldn't be long. Keep an
Persistent
eye on
legendary
the
character
sky.
called Akatosh.
This is only going to get worse.
Delphine's secret door key has been added. Okay. Do I have that one already set? Okay. Map. Here we go. Where is Riverwood? A custom destination. I've been there already. I thought that sounded familiar. So is this the lady where I had there's like a secret password? I had to meet her in an inn, and it turned out that she was actually the person I was looking for? That sounds right.
New to Riverwood?
Sorry,
If
get my
you're
hands
looking for
away.
work, go see Hod at the Min.
I'm good. I don't need work. Akatosh is the dragon god of time. That is pretty rad. Secret password lady. Okay, all right. I'm remembering. You know, it's only been 6 months since we played last time.
I don't think you were followed. Come on, I have a plan.
Nope, nobody followed me. I teleported here. Sorry. Sorry, Lydia. You can come in. Alright, it's fine.
I figured out how we're going to get you into the Thalmor.
The game runs way better when I'm indoors, which makes sense. You're not coming?
That would be a bad idea. I'd be too likely to attract the wrong kind of attention. But they don't know you at all yet.
I don't stand out or anything, so...
The Thalmor ambassador, Elenwen, regularly throws parties where the rich and connected cozy up to the Thalmor. I can get you into one of those parties.
The thing I'm really looking
Once
forward
you're
in this
inside,
game is getting my
you get away
stats and
find
abilities up
Elenwen's
to the point where I
secret
effectively have unlimited
I
mana.
have a
Sounds like that's
contact
possible.
inside the embassy. He's not up for this kind of high-risk mission, but he can help you. His name is Malborn. Wood Elf. Plenty of reason to hate the Thalmor. You can trust him.
Why would Wood
I'll
Elves
get
hate the
word from him to
Thalmor?
meet you in solitude at the
Is that what her
Wood
implication was?
Elf.
Or is that just a
While you're
separate
doing
description
that,
of
I'll
this
work on
guy?
getting you an invitation to Elenwen's little party. Meet me at the Solitude stables after you've arranged things with Malborn. Any questions?
I'm good. Once I'm inside the embassy,
That's
then
where
what?
the fun starts. You'll have to slip away from the party without raising the alarm.
I'm not a stealth
You need to
archer,
find
so...
Elenwen's office and search her files. Malborn should be able to point you in the right direction.
Why would Wood Elves not like the Thalmor? Or is it not the case that Wood Elves generally, it's just two descriptions about the character? He is a Wood Elf, also he doesn't like the Thalmor, or he is a Wood Elf, therefore he has a reason to dislike the Thalmor.
Don't worry about Malborn. He's not a
Who's this
dangerous
contact of
character
yours?
like you. But he hates the Thalmor at least as much as I do. He's a Wood Elf. The Thalmor wiped
Oh,
out
there's
the
my
family
answer.
back in
Okay.
Valenwood during one of their purges that we never hear about. Luckily, they don't know who he really is, or he wouldn't be serving drinks at the ambassador's parties.
Evil, racist elves.
Sounds good. Be careful.
Nobody likes the thumb. Roger, Roger. Dwarven oil, other ingredients that I don't have. Okay. Gotta keep looting shit. Looting shit. I want to do more alchemy. Are the elves racist in general? I think that's pretty common in fantasy settings, right? Elves to have like a superiority complex. Alright, where am I going? Let's go map. Solitude. Sure. I don't think I've been anywhere near it to warp to, have I? How can I tell if I've been somewhere? Is it like grayed out if I haven't been? I've definitely been to Ustengrav, which is closer. It looks like there's a very slight like, faded gray effect if I haven't visited it yet. I also understand I'm kind of monstrous for playing this game by just going from main story quest to main story quest, instead of exploring around and a piece of candying my way around the place. I feel less compelled to do that in Skyrim than in Breath of the Wild. I still haven't really placed what makes this game feel different than Breath of the Wild. Whoa! White and black if you've been there, black and white if you haven't. Ah, thank you. Try to wipe out the bleed of Talos. So, the Thalmor are different from the Stormcloaks, who are also opposed to the Imperials. Is that right? Whoa! Do a couple main story quests and never get back to it. I'll be providing unique value to this playthrough for most people. It sounds like there's virtually nothing outside of maybe the early shouts that are gated behind the main story quest, right? You have to do the main story quest to get access to shouts in general, but then you can just kind of explore the different dragon tombs. Spend your souls. I'm trying to think about the first video game that dealt with like obtaining and spending souls as a resource. It's a really old concept. Probably like NES or Super Nintendo. But it's interesting how common it is. Alright, I had two little quest markers on my map and I was walking to the wrong one. Oh well, now I know. Stormcloaks are also racist. Skyrim Nords, they like Talos so much they don't like the Empire for bending over it. Bending over to the Thalmor. Ah, okay. Are the Imperials racist? It's not supposed to be an easy choice whether to support the Imperials or the Thalmor, right? The mud crab or something? Heard of mud crabs. Everyone's racist. Okay. Very good. Whoa! Who isn't racist? Oops. It's a spider. Hello, spider friend. Frost is probably not the best spell to cast on frostbite spiders. I'm going to use fire next time. So we can go like this. There we go. British Imperials, they're racist as hell. Okay. So, like, everyone who has played this game, you kind of have to ally yourself with one of the two, the Imperials or the Stormcloaks. Like, who did you pick and why? That'll help me to kind of see everybody's thoughts on it. I'm not familiar enough with this setting to feel like I can pick a side, and they don't make it easy, which means they've done a good job of characterizing them. I feel like there's not one obvious good guy choice and one bad guy choice. Global stability versus religious freedom. I would take global stability. We don't like the Imperials because they are saying you can't worship whoever you want. Do they have a preferred religion? Are they like atheistic or something? Stormcloaks were overtly dickish. Recent aggression by the Thalmor against the Empire should be weakened by not having Skyrim on their side. Ah, okay. Makes sense. Sorry, Mr. Elk. That elk had a really bad day. Kinda chilling, eating, not hurting anybody. This crazy troll lady, or orc lady, turns a corner and just burns them to death. It's a cool little camp here. Nobody's actually here, though. What's that all about? Can I think of the Thalmor as, like, high elves? Is that the way I should consider them? Like, they have a superiority complex, they need to conquer everybody. Isles, gotcha. There's a lot of butterflies in this area. Lydia, you scared the shit out of me. Don't do that. This is kind of cool. You can find places like this sometimes in Breath of the Wild, too. Just have a bunch of one resource. I can fly twice as high. The Wood Elves or the 420 Elves? I think he meant 420 as in high. What else are cannibals? I don't know what butterflies are used for, but this is the Andrea style of playing video games. Oh, interesting. I could use my pickpocket, huh? Oh, because the book increases my pickpocket. That's cool. There's so much of this text. I have a friend on Facebook who I went to high school with, and this is the only video game he plays. And I can see how that can be possible. Like, that's been the case for a couple of years now. I use a cooking spit. Oh, that's cool. Now, is cooking itself a skill? Like, does it improve as you cook more and more objects? Apparently I have very few food items, though. Butterflies are good for health potions. Cool. Neato. Trauma in the Wood Elves made a pact with the forest and was agreed back to only eat meat and not harm the forest in exchange for protection. That's really clever. Right on. I love thinking about, like, you know, there's only so many cultural things you can do when you're creating a fictional setting. If you think about, like, okay, what's a quirk about this race or culture as it relates to diet? There's only so many diets that you can pick from, right? I'm sure it's a very large number. It can be very specific and ritualistic. And then the way you combine that with the fictional race that you're choosing. So having elves, which are famously appear to be very, like, vegetarian or vegan, only eating meat, and it's specifically the Wood Elves that do that. It's just a cool combination.
You betrayed us.
The problem is that, unfortunately, I think that most fictional and especially fantasy stories will reduce to, oh, you know, fantasy race A is a combination of real world cultures A, B, and C. So, like, you know, the Quarians in Mass Effect are like the Romani people, but they worship their ancestors like Shinto Japanese. You know, there's very few fantasy cultures that I think are completely. Let's see if I can mark this here. Completely original. I think it's the one with the solitude marker next to it.
Get on with it!
Traitor!
All heart. Rogver, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torin.
That's cool, sir.
By opening
That takes effort to do. Like, it's very hard, I feel like,
There was no murder. Ulfric
to nail the
challenged
balance
Thorin.
on that sort of
He
thing.
beat the High King in fair combat. Such is our
Yeah, no, nothing is completely original. Everything is stolen. It makes it very challenging to write alien races and alien motivations, though, right? Because how can you conceive of something that's outside of our frame of reference as
Blade
humans?
or by spell. If you want it dead, I'll make it dead.
I'm good.
All you need to do is pay my fee.
Have you heard of the High Elves?
What do you need? Really?
Mutual friend sent me.
You're who she picked? I hope she knows what she's doing.
Eat me.
Here's the deal. I can smuggle some equipment into the embassy for you. Don't plan on bringing anything else in with you. The Thalmor takes security very seriously. Give me what you can't live without, and I'll make sure to get it into the embassy. The rest is up to you. You're asking me? She promised that she was sending someone who knew what they were doing. If you actually want to get out alive, I'd bring whatever you need to move quietly and kill quickly.
I have a lot of options.
Okay, I'll get this inside the embassy for you. I've got to go. I'll find you at the
Actually,
party.
don't think
worry.
I need too much stuff since I'm a mage, right? So how is this functionally going to work? I'm going to be able to get all my loot back after I'm done? Definitely want my cultist robes. I guess I could just go in with nothing. Walk up to a random stranger and say a mutual friend sent me. Watch them be actually expecting someone and offer me a quest. Lose items temporarily. Okay. Well, I'm not going to stress too much about it. Oh, if I'm selecting it here, then I'm equipping it, right? Okay, so I had the Necromancer robes equipped before, because they look cooler. How many rings am I allowed to have equipped in this game again? Okay, and do I go in with my the stuff that I have equipped already on me? Am I just giving him like potions and stuff, or do I have to give him the stuff that I currently have equipped? Need to give him the equipment that I want to have in there as well. Okay, I understand. Gotcha. I hate the inventory system. And granted, it's worse because I have no encumbrance, so it's not fair to the game, but it really makes it hard to, like... I can't sort through all of it and say, just show me the good shit, you know? Probably bring the Axe of Whiterun, just in case I run out of other stuff. We'll give that a try and see what happens. I think there are mods that do better inventory. Someone was mentioning a couple of key ones.
Your job is to get into the party without being fingered as a spy. I'll take care of the rest.
Okay, alright.
Glad you decided to check us out.
New in town, right? If you need
Sky UI is so good.
head over to the Winking Skeever.
Okay.
Keep a fine inn.
I don't like mods, and generally don't want to play games that I'm trying to beat with mods, but I might make an exception for this particular. Delphine at the stages. Okay.
Straight from the fjord.
Bums me out that Bethesda seems to kind of have that approach. Like, we don't have to make a polished game because modders will fix it. Sky UI, you said? So this is the mission where you get really excited if you built as a stealth archer, because go be a stealth archer.
Have you given Malborn the gear you want to smuggle into the embassy?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's try it.
Good. I have your invitation to the party. But the only way you're going to get past the guards is if they really believe you're an invited guest. Which means you need to look the part and not be armed to the teeth. Here, put this on. When you're ready, I'll keep the rest of your gear safe until you get back. You'll only have what Malborn smuggled in for you, plus whatever you can pick up inside.
Gotcha.
You can't go to a party at the theft point.
Alright, make me equip it manually. I see how it is. It's fine. Party boots, party clothes.
The sea dressed like that. You can't go to a party at the Thalmor
Unequip everything else. Okay, I understand. So no cultist mask is what they're telling me. Do I have any weapons equipped? Everything that I'm capable of
I guess
having
that will
equipped.
have to do. You should pass for a real guest, at least until you open your mouth. Ready
What,
to board
because
the
is
carriage
that
to
custom
Windsor?
dialogue because I'm an orc?
Don't worry, it will all be waiting for you when you get back.
Diplomats might not
Just
like
make
me if I look
sure
like a
you get
cultist.
back out of there alive with the information we need. Good luck.
How do you do, fellow elves? Oh yeah, I totes look like I'm a party goer here.
Arriving by carriage, no less. I salute you, my good lady. My lateness is due more to getting lost on the way up this goddamn
Clearly
mountain.
an invited party
I
goer.
actually arrived late. I prefer to arrive early, often the day before the party, so as not to miss out on any of the drinking. There's not enough drinking in the world today.
Orcs are technically a race of elf. That's interesting. That's also true in I can't
Welcome to
remember.
the Tholmor Embassy. Your invitation, please. Your invitation, please.
Here you go.
Thank you, Mom. Go right in.
Here's my invitation. I don't have a poison dagger strapped to my thigh.
Really? Dwarves are a race of elf? Huh.
Just doing my job.
Orcs are technically a race of elf, sort of, kind of, in Lord of the Rings. Tolkien's universe. Like corrupted elves.
Welcome.
Malcor
I
did it to
believe
them.
We've met. I am Elenwen, the
Fae
Thalmor
versus humans.
ambassador to Skyrim. And you are? Ah, yes. I remember your name.
Had
from
somebody
the guest
teleport in
list.
front of me.
Please, tell me more
This is
about
so
yourself.
Bethesda, isn't it?
What brings you to this... to Skyrim? What is it, Malborn?
It's just that we've run out of the Alto wine. Do I have your permission to uncork the
Of course.
Arenthia Red?
I've told you before not to bother me with such trifles.
Yes, Madam Ambassador.
My apologies. We'll have to get better acquainted later.
Thanks.
Please enjoy yourself.
Dwemer's dwarves.
What can I get for you? You made it in. Good. As soon as you distract the guards, I'll open this door and we can get you on your way. Let's hope we both live.
You
through
could
this day.
start by going to the Shrine of the Silver Monkey. Then,
Of course.
make it
See
past
if
the
we have another
guards.
bottle of that.
To the shaking
I'll
bottle.
be waiting by the
Goblin.
door for everyone to be distracted.
Okay, so presumably he's already given me my gear? No, not yet.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm on duty.
The Great War is long past. It's time the Empire and the Aldmeri Dominion put aside their differences. Prosperity is good for everyone.
They're not going to miss any of this stuff. It's not listed as steel. I just feel like this is role-playing as my orc character. I'm very hungry. I'm guessing some of this stuff won't carry out of here anyway.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm on duty.
So I'm wondering how I...
We're not supposed to talk to the guests.
to distract them, given that I have no powers to do so. Would you like a plate of fish? Would I?
What can I get for you, ma'am? Of course. Let me see if we have another bottle of that. I'll be waiting by the door for everyone to be distracted.
I don't have any skills, like I can't like lie to
At least
them.
Ulfric's men are willing to fight for their principles, barbaric as they may be.
What brings you to this party?
There are those in the Empire who would wish to evade their obligations to help root out the Talos heresy. Fortunately, those most opposed to the Emperor's wise policy have now branded
Gotcha.
themselves traitors as well as heretics. I am here to remind the ruling classes of Skyrim that their loyalty to the Emperor requires cooperation with the Tholmor. All right.
Gotcha.
What does a fellow need to do to get a drink around here? What does a fellow need to do to get a drink around
What does a fellow need to do to get a drink around here?
Ah, the one generous soul amongst a gathering of pinch pennies and lick spittles. If there's anything I
Yeah,
can
I'm just
do,
dumping the whole
you
thing.
do not
I'm getting out my
hesitate.
purse and just shoving everything in there. He has so much stuff. He won't miss this.
Wonderful. I can begin to repay your generosity immediately. Say on, friend.
Say on, friend.
Is that all? My friend, you've come to the right person. You could say that causing a scene is somewhat of a
Yay,
specialty
drunk
of
guy.
mine. Stand back and behold my handiwork. Attention, everyone. Could I have your attention, please?
Yes, what? Of course. Let me see if we have another bottle of that. I'll be waiting by the door for everyone to be distracted. Let's go, before anyone notices us.
I'm on it. Chill out. Got shit to do.
Let me do the talking.
All this salt. So somewhere in here, presumably I can retrieve my gear. He smuggled it somewhere in this room.
So far, so good. Let's hope nobody saw us slip out.
Here we go.
We need
Hey.
pass through the kitchen.
Alright. Got it. Got it. Understood. So silver garnet ring. I want the magic of regeneration to be as high as possible. It's the most important thing by far. Equip the axe, although I don't plan on using it often. Everything else is fine.
In the larder. Just stay close and let me do any talking. Got it? Follow me.
Can do.
Who comes, Malvern? You know I don't like strange smells in my kitchen.
A guest feeling ill.
It's a cat person. I'm sorry, I'm so ill.
In the kitchens? You know this is against.
It's a great place to take a sick person. Everybody knows that.
Is it, Savani? I didn't realize that eating moon sugar was permitted.
Oh, he got you, Savani.
Get out of here. I saw nothing.
Your gear is in that chest. I'll lock the door behind you. Don't.
Is moon sugar like a drug
You
of some
lock the door
kind?
behind you, or the patrols might notice something's wrong. Good
Did
luck.
you see those robes?
You're on your own
this
now.
morning? Who are they with? More of the emissaries' treaty in force. Is someone there?
Well, that was quick. Yes, there's someone here. And I'm dead. Oh, I hope there's an autosave. I forgot about saving occasionally. Okay, that's not too bad. I should be saving more regularly, though.
Please, tell me more
Ambassador,
about yourself.
The man who knows how to make money in war can be a most profitable venture.
Turns out, sneaking is not my forte. And standing still and spamming fire also isn't great.
We're
My
not supposed to talk to the guests.
We'll have to get better acquainted later.
I'm supposed to talk to your face.
What can I get for you? You made it in. Let's hope we both live through this. Of course. Let me see if we have another bottle of that.
Okay, fine, drunk fellow, help me out.
Ah, allow me to introduce my friend. You are very perceptive. I have a powerful thirst that cannot be slaked. What does a fellow need to do to get a drink around here? I need another
I'm
drink.
gonna go get him a drink from back here. So I'm gonna be giving him that Alto wine. I see. I was wondering, like, how did I get this drink to give to him?
Drink. Ah, the one generous soul amongst a gathering of pinch pennies and lick spittles. My friend, a toast. Of course. I would do anything for you, my one and truest friend.
My one and truest friend.
Of course. I would do any. Is
Okay, there
stand
you go.
back and behold my handiwork.
Do 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 do. Floaty jumper. I'm coming, chill out. Let's equip all that junk. Weapon, although I'm realistically probably not going to use it. So, remind me, flames is damage, frostbite reduces their stamina, and lightning removes their magic? Or is it the other way around? I don't understand the friendship if somebody gives you booze.
To pass through the kitchen. Your gear is hidden in the larder.
I got it, dude.
Just stay close and let me do any talking. Got it?
Go ahead and save here.
Wouldn't want to offend our Thalmor overlords, would we?
Did
Good
you
luck.
see those robes?
You're on your own.
Who are they with? More
Like, he notices me turning a corner slightly, but I slam a door next to him. They're like,
They're high mages, just
the wind.
I guess itself is finally getting worried. About all the dragons.
Goes quite well. How are you doing, Kevin?
Ah, good. I've been wondering how we were supposed to defend this place from a dragon. If a dragon does show up, maybe we'll get lucky, and it will eat the mages first. Might give us enough time to kill it.
Nice.
I'd like to see those arrogant bastards taken down a notch. Always looking down their noses at us lowly foot sloggers. We'd better get back to our rounds.
Uh-oh. Not a fan of them being back at their rounds. Good to hear it. So how does the hidden designator work? It only shows up if I'm looking at something that can't see me? Know why I bother. That went well. Hey, now I'm hidden again. Yay! Poor naked guy. I think I may have been detected. Now, I wonder how smart this game is. Like, if I dress up as one of them, are they gonna come after me still? So I can give it a try. It would be cool if they were like, oh, who are you? You're one of the fellow guards. Boy's gray tunic. Interesting. Weird stuff in here, guys. Nope, that doesn't work. Too bad. Generate stamina, apple pie, baked potatoes, all this bread. Oops. Deedly, 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 dee dee. Enemy AI in this game is... Has anyone made a mod to improve the AI at all? Destruction spells cost 12% less to cast. Sounds pretty great, actually. Although I think it's... I'm trying to think if that's mathematically better than... Magicka regenerates faster. Probably not. What does the little triangle next to the gloves mean? Does that mean it's like enhanced, high quality, or something? The question is, anyone made a mod? That dude's super dead. That leaves, which we don't want to do just yet. More stuff to do first. Right. This is where I first murdered all those people. So we start in here. So we eventually have to find a key. I guess I'll try to sneak. What causes your sneak skill to level up? It can't just be like being detected or moving in sneak mode, maybe? When you could be seen but are not. Okay. That's what I was worried about. So like in this stage, I'm always going to get detected, so I have no opportunity to increase my sneak, right? That was a question I was asking. Is it being successfully sneaky only? Gotcha. Plentiful Magicka, yes please. If you sneak while out of someone's line of sight but still close, it counts? Like, how abusable, like, Final Fantasy II abusable is that? Can I just, like, leave the game up when I'm near a patrolling guard that doesn't cross my sight and just farm sneak levels without moving? Used in a cheese sneaking. That's funny. You have to be moving. Ah. So you'd have to, like, do the Final Fantasy VI tape down the analog stick so you're moving in a circle thing. That's funny. I have so many copies of The Cake and the Diamond here. Jeez. I want to leave. Doesn't appear to be anything else up here. The key that I need to get through the door might be up here, though. Now, is there a way for me to know whether a book that I'm looking at is going to increase a skill? It seems like they try to place them in places where it's, like, by itself and not part of a library of books. Without actually interacting with them. Mage Orc. Tend to have special titles. Stealth Archer, but he doesn't know it yet. Fair enough. I haven't successfully stealth arched anything yet to know how valuable it is. I've heard the tales, though. There actually weren't any enemies up here, so if there is a key somewhere, figure out where it is. Every character regresses to Stealth Archer. This is where I'd expect there to be the key. It's also possible that I already speed looted it, so I should go back downstairs and check. Summon demons as meat shields. Hey, then I get to at least use all my points in magic so far. How's the game audio, by the way? Like, recognizing that this part of the game is pretty quiet. Should still be somewhat audible. I'm actually surprised at how quiet this game is in general. Like, usually I set the game volume to like 30%, and that's still too loud in many cases. Now it's at 50%, and it seems a little quiet to me. Pretty good. Okay, thanks. I have to go through that door. Presumably I need a key. I definitely don't have the key yet, so I've remove that as a possibility. There's a couple rooms that look kind of important that could potentially have a key in them. The dudes I've killed I've already looted did not have a key. Looted everything there is to loot in this room. Looted everything there is to loot in this room. I feel like you almost need to modify Skyrim to get it to click with you. I think I would just be really frustrated if I wasn't cheating with the encumbrance thing. Cannot sleep in an owned bed. Isn't every bed an owned bed? I mentioned earlier, Nodovan, I have a friend from high school who pretty much exclusively plays Skyrim and has been for a couple of years now, and seems to get plenty of content out of it, but I think it's kind of a... You know, are you making the narrative? Are you telling the story about how this one time when you were playing this game, this crazy thing happened that you enabled? Or are you hoping the game to provide those experiences for you directly? I'm more of a, I like the game to direct me what to do. I occasionally get joy out of like a Minecraft kind of experience where I'm defining everything, but palette for mods. Oh really? If I was a high elf wearing the Thalmor clothing it would have worked? That would have been really cool. Maybe I am supposed to leave and go to Skyrim. I don't think so though. I'm pretty sure I have to get in here, right? Alright, can somebody double check this area if someone either knows for a fact or wants to look it up? I am trying to go through a locked door. The quest name is something. Hold on. Diplomatic immunity. And there's a locked door that I can't get past. I haven't found the key for it. I've been up and down, searching all the rooms. It's probably somewhere silly. I have a couple opportunities to simply leave the house, but I don't think that's what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I'm supposed to leave and like drop down onto a balcony. Check the ambassador's office. This looks like somebody's room. Bedroom. This could be an office, maybe. Covered. There's another room here that could qualify as an office. It's more of like a meeting room. Search this cupboard. I guess it could be one of the rooms downstairs. It was just that simple. There was no reason to come up here. Could try that too. This is like a cellar type room. Don't want to go out that way. Okay, yeah, I'm just worried about leaving the house and going back out to Skyrim, getting me in trouble later. This could be an office, maybe? No, it looks like there's too much crap in here. It has to be one of those rooms upstairs. Alright, well, I'll try going outside in a second. Yeah, it's true. This is the closest thing to an office here. Sure. We'll give it a try and see what happens. Might be that there's multiple ways in and out of the estate. Well, that happened. Can they chase me between zone boundaries? Or is that yet another way to cheese this game? Thought I'd switch to... Leveling up gives me a full heal. I think I asked this before, but advancing magicka improves my overall magicka regeneration rate, right? Increase one perk. Currently have 35, I need 40. 60. I can save perks to increase. I think he might see me. I got you. Yeah, and the whole thing about like just looting everything I see, the game makes it difficult. I think what you would want to do is you'd want to be able to specify what sorts of things you find intriguing to make an informed decision about whether you want to loot stuff or not. Because I feel like you'd have, should I loot this fatigue in looking at every item, deciding whether you have the encumbrance to manage it, deciding whether it's an upgrade or worth carrying with you. I had that problem with Path of Exile as well, where there was just so much loot spam and not a lot of tools to help you identify, you know, what's mostly there for flavor. I feel like MMOs are pretty good at labeling flavor items in gray and making them like vendor trash, you know? I think this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go outside and fight these guys. Yeah. Pillars of Eternity is really good. Oh, I'm sorry. When I said Path of Exile, I meant Pillars of Eternity. I always confuse them because of PoE. Path of Exile would be blind for me if we played it on stream. I'm okay with the inventory size in something like Diablo or Path of Exile, not having played PoE. I actually stopped for a second, like, which one? Did I say the right one? Someone in chat's about to catch me on that. Here we go. So it is the ambassador's office.
But I need that money. I earned it. I have my own expenses, you know.
Silence. Do not presume, Gisser. You are most useful, but do not.
I think I've been in here before.
Who are less offensive.
But no one else has brought you such valuable information, have they? Etienne, he's talked, hasn't he? He knows where that old man is you're looking for. He told me himself.
You'll get the rest of your money when we confirm his story, as agreed.
So he has talked. I knew it.
So I might be building stealth now while that thing says hidden.
Now, I have work to do. Leave me to it if ever you want to see the rest of your paper.
Hey, Dragon Investigation, current status, interrogation chamber key, dossier on Delphine and Ulfric Stormcloak. Interesting.
I could help you. He talked to me. He trusts me.
You'd like to come downstairs with me, is that it, Gisser? Shall we loose his bonds and put you in a cell together? You can ask him anything you like and see how he answers.
No,
You get to a point where you realize everything is pointless. You wait until you see something you haven't seen before. That makes sense. Yeah. Highlighting gear that has like statistical benefits on it, like, you know, increased magicka regain, just any sort of coloring the text of the item. It's conveniently marked in this metamarked chest. Thanks, guys. Could explore the rest of this place. I'm guessing they don't want me to just murder everybody. Ooh, interesting. What's with the whole expert? Is that describing the difficulty of the lock if I were to pick it instead of using the key? I think I understand.
Oh, please. I don't know anything else.
Path of Exile does loot filter. Yeah, I played Marvel Heroes for a while, which is a Diablo-style game. It was made by the Diablo 2 lead dev, and they developed some cool loot filter stuff where you just wouldn't see certain levels of loot once you specified you didn't want to see it. It would still drop, but... Or they had like a vacuum button you could press that would automatically convert shitty loot on the ground into dust. You didn't start with it. Sneak increased.
If you persist in this stubbornness, I'll have...
catching my breath. Why wouldn't I tell you again? I don't even know anything.
There's an old man. He lives in Riften. He could be this Esbern you're looking for, but I don't know. He's old and seemed kind of crazy. That's all I know. And his name is... Don't know his name.
Thought I was being so clever. Is pickpocketing also the stealth skill, or is it a separate skill called pickpocket? Everything's fine. Nothing is ruined. Nothing to worry about. Doo-doo-doo. You jerk. Pickpocket is stealth. Gotcha. Ooh, I got a ring that decreases destruction spell mana cost. Let me take a look at that. I might want that. I think that might be better than the regenerating 16% faster. It's hard to say though. You have a maximum of one ring that's equipable at a time, is that right? Dossier on Esbern. Tell me I didn't accidentally burn this guy to death. Hi there.
I told you. I don't know anything else about it.
This game way later. Or this quest way later.
What? Who? What do you want then? Yeah.
No time to explain.
Okay. Come on, this way. I've seen the guards use it to get rid of bodies. It must
appears I can only equip one ring, but maybe I'm doing something wrong.
They grabbed me in Riften. They seem to think I know something. They just kept asking me the same damn questions. No problem. Thanks for springing me. I owe you.
Good, I don't have to have a...
if you make it out.
I was worried about an escort mission there, especially with all the stuff here. Yeah, when I try hitting L and R, it doesn't seem to change their equipment. So it's very possible I'm doing something wrong. Someone can double check that. Is it supposed to be 2 rings or something special I have to do to equip both of them? Everybody's naked. Reeking Cave. Just to let you go full on Mandarin and just equip 2 rings on each finger. I tried to address that in my Dungeons & Dragons setting by making it so, like, a ring is just a slot on your augment, and there's only 2 slots that you can put a ring into. No, it's not really a ring. It describes a kind of magical effect. I think they have some kind of in-universe excuse for why you can only wear 2 rings in Dungeons and Dragons. Mind can't handle it or some nonsense like that. Right. There's nothing fancy I'm getting by being up here. Really? I haven't gotten far enough in 5e to see how that works. You can only be attuned to 3 magical items. How do you go about reattuning? Is that just like a bonus action or something? Sometimes I want to pick the lock, even though I have the key for it, just to upgrade for my lock picking. Takes an hour. Okay. So in between combats. I've done a little bit of 5e with Kat, Donovan, Andrea, and Jaden so far. I like a lot of its decisions and really don't like a lot of it, so if I were to play it for real, I'd probably heavily house rule it. There's a key to open.
I saw guards dragging bodies over here. Might be a way out.
Alright. I need to find the key.
Thank
You
you
go
for
ahead.
saving me.
Stand here and wait for me to find the key.
Look me up in Riften if you make it out.
Killed and looted the guard that was out here. This chest is empty. Where would the key be? To exit out that way. I don't like the... Let me see how I can put it. I really don't like tracking ammo. And 5th edition has a lot of stuff that's effectively tracking ammo. I also really don't like Vancian magic. I'd love to be able to just officially move on from Vancian magic. And the whole spell preparation system, I think, is kind of a bummer. Especially for classes that can't change their prepared spells. So 5e has a lot of options, especially in the DM's guide, to opt out of a lot of that stuff, which I appreciate. They're trying to make it more modular. But they're moving away from 4e, which is more video gamey, and then you have effectively unlimited resources that officially regenerate from like combat to combat and day to day, but even like tracking things in terms of day, I'm not a big fan of. See if I can find the key to get out of here. A lot of unlock-pickable locks in this particular story instance. I think that's gonna be my way to get out of here too, but making sure you don't have a key. You don't have a key. Maybe it's a guard somewhere else in the building. Someone that already has the walkthrough pulled up. Can you double check? Let's see. It's the Reeking Cave. Reeking Cave key location, Skyrim. Try going out here in the meantime and see if I can find something. Yeah, I like that sort of material to be as, I enjoy abstraction, if that makes sense. I enjoy generally assuming that everybody has the resources they need to do stuff that's boring. Out of lockpicks. I forgot to send some lockpicks with myself. Shit.
What was that?
Nothing to see here. Move along.
What was that?
Hey, there's some lockpicks in this room. Fantastic. I have one chance I have to save before I attempt it. Now, the size of that eyeball indicates how close I am to being detected, if it's like partially open.
Huh?
Oh, this game is funny. Size indicates it's someone that's alert. I see. Did anyone see if they found the key I'm referring to here? Shit. There's only the one lockpick in here, isn't there? Double check really quick before I reload. Might be further upstairs. Okay, I can go back and check in a second. Quick saved, right? Upstairs from inside the dungeon that I was just in? Okay, thanks. Nope. I don't want to overdo this, but I do want to get what's inside here. Because loading a save, I guess it's not too bad, it's just a couple seconds. Now every time I load, is the position of the right way to turn the lock changing? Or is that preset when I first got here? Guess I can find out. I think it's random every time I load. That's rough. I won't spend too much time on this. It's close to getting it last time. And we said that leveling up lockpicking reduces the speed at which your pick breaks and also maybe increases the forgiveness range. Like, I'm guessing there's like a single pixel on a maximum difficulty lock when I have no lock picking, and it has to be in exactly that pixel's location in order for me to pick successfully. But if I have a higher lock picking, then there's a few forgiveness pixels, increasingly more forgiveness pixels on either side. Oh, it might be preset. I might just not be getting back to the right location. I can go around and look and see if there's another lockpick too, so I don't have to keep loading each time a single one breaks. Wait, seriously? Did I accidentally quick save? It's true. But I have such little magical gear, like... I want it so badly. This is before I murdered the dude, right? What's up?
I have an appointment with Georgina.
Okay. Have a good day. Have fun. Where was that lockpick? It's around here, right? There it is. Hi, Andrea. Don't accidentally quick save this time. Could have been it. Could have been it. I got too greedy. I thought I had it for sure. Womp womp. This is blind, yes. And it restarts every time. So if I had multiple picks, I could keep going on the same attempt once I find out where it basically starts to turn. I need to be pressing that right stick ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. First try. Good God. Whew. Let's save. Real for reals. Golden dagger. Golden ruby circlet. This might just be money. I was hoping this would be magic stuff. Let's see.
We've got this, Marstead. Where? Ow.
I think it's just money.
First try.
Alright, it's just money. That's fine. That makes sense.
Hello? Who's there?
Just the wind. Nice. Looks like I don't have to be moving if they're actively searching for me. I definitely got a level up there, right?
Hello? Who's there?
I see the line getting smaller and smaller. I was loud enough that he detected even though he didn't see where I was. Okay. Okay, let's go back into the little cellar area and see if we can find... Now that I went to all that trouble picking that lock for little reason. I guess I leveled up my lockpicking another step, which is exciting. I really do enjoy the lockpicking system in this game. You're saying that there's a third staircase that I haven't ever been up, which might go... I think these staircases all link to each other. I mean, there's the one that I came in from back here. Table here. This is the way I came in. Which exits back out of here. Alright, I'm just gonna check really quick. Reeking Cave key. Skyrim Reeking Cave key. Need key to Reeking Cave. Diplomatic immunity. Trapdoor key is missing? Question mark. You just speak to the guy you rescued near the hatch. Talk about the dragons. Okay.
I saw guards tracking
It's a
bodies over
scripted
here.
thing,
Might be a way
apparently.
out. I damn well hope so. If it helps you twist them up, I'm glad to help. They're after some old guy named Esbern. Something to do
Esbern.
with dragons. I gathered it from listening to.
I was just trying to be nice to this guy.
I've seen a guy in Riften who they seem to think is him. Not much to go on. I don't even know where he lives or his name, but they seem pretty excited about it. That's it. Now, let's get out of here. Whatever you want. But let's go, now. I saw guards dragging bodies over here. Might be a way out.
Okay, yeah, so I had to talk to him about that to trigger guard summoning to get the key to leave. This game is interesting.
Dead already.
Oops, sorry, Melbourne. Because they just killed Melbourne and I sped things up a little bit. Sorry, Melbourne. Technically, I murdered you. No one's gonna know. I'm guessing he wasn't savable. There we go. Trapdoor key. Hey, Brewski, how you doing?
I saw guards dragging bodies over here. Might be a way out.
It's game 31, Brewski, not book 31. No problem. Totally understand. You walk in here and frost troll, good god. Hopefully frost trolls weak against fire, I would hope. I would guess. Assume. Adventure. Reduced destruction cost is definitely noticeable. It's pretty awesome. Hey, he's fine. Look at that. He said, phew. Troll fat. Awesome. Alteration, Spell Tome Fury, mostly stuff I don't get. Unusual Gem. Bring the unusual gem to an appraiser. Looks like a new quest, apparently. I got an illusion upgrade by reading that book. Still can't quite tell which books are going to give me a skill upgrade and which ones are just rando. Unless if, like, every illusion skill book has the same name, you know? Why are you killing Yetis? Tritonian Yeti! You're not up to anything unethical, are you? Did make him a double Yeti. Hey, saving Stardew. I'm excited to play more of that game. It's been on Subblock a couple times. Brought the vote cost down. Mods it help by tracking which books you've read and which ones you haven't. So it'll like highlight the book if it's a special one. Cover my equipment. Heard about Factorio but never played it. Oh, I'm still technically showing as in the Thalmor Embassy. Probably have more dudes to murder then. Rolling down the mountain. Victoria's like crack. Happy nephew's birthday. You guys doing anything for the birthday? It's interesting, I saw a bunch of enemies on my little radar at the top, and then after I killed the one wolf, they all went away. So you move slightly faster when your hands are down, right? Hey, Grin Fox, how you doing? Nothing weird here, nothing to be worried about. Huh. Still registering as being... No, I guess not. I thought I was still in an instance, maybe. Is it correct? Turn the horn. Could do that soon. Why don't I do that first? Just change of pace. Let's go return this horn thing. Back to High Hrothgar. Is there a dude named Hrothgar in Beowulf? Upgrading an incremental game, combined with the layout and strategy of SimCity, going to try a puzzle solving portal. Yeah, that sounds up your alley, dude. Nice. Hey dude, I got stuff for you.
Ah, you've retrieved the horn of Jorgen.
Sure did.
Try it again. Breath and focus. Come inside. The other masters will meet us.
Okay, gotcha. Ally of Beowulf's father. Gotcha. I enjoyed Beowulf. There's a... I'm gonna break this? That's cool. There's a scene in Beowulf where Beowulf is like lying in bed pretending to be asleep, and the monster Grendel comes to eat him, and he like reaches up and rips its arm off. Super cinematic the way it's written.
We would speak to you.
Alright, speak away.
Stand between us and prepare yourself. Few can withstand the unbridled.
We're just gonna yell at you. Literally yell at you. You should probably go, Lydia. They're kind of like yell whispering at me right now, though, to be fair. You guys help me understand dragon speak? Should I know the name Izmir? I've seen something else say that. Getting yelled at by old dudes.
You have tasted the voice of the Greybeards and passed through unscathed. High Hrothgar is open to you.
Oh, that's cool, Six Gun. There's a really cool YouTube video, not about Old English, but just about the way pronunciation of English has changed significantly. Even modern English, like back in Shakespeare's day. So they read some passages from Shakespeare in the classical pronunciation, and it's borderline unintelligible, but it sounds really cool. It's a lot more rhyming than it sounds like there is in the modern pronunciation. Ysmir is a Nordic name for Talos. Ah. They're not Dovahkiin, they have a lot less control over their voice, they have to speak in a whisper. That's cool. Skills are for leveling up. I want magic. Shouts. So the new one I just learned was Marked for Death. Okay. But let's be honest, Whirlwind Sprint is going to be the thing I have turned on most of the time. And now Unrelenting Force has 3 stages to it. How long is a storm? Goddess of the pond by our breath. Bestow it now to you in the name of Kai, in the name of Shore, in the name of more of what will you, or Ismir now, the dragon in the north, hearken to it. Yeah, I see.
Boom!
Gotcha. And I know about Khusro Da because of memes. So if I press and hold, I get the Khusro Da. Gotcha. And if I just tap it, I just do Fuss. I like this idea that shouts are connected to dragons in some way. It seems silly. It's a fairly long cooldown. Alright. I guess I'll leave this equipped. I'm not really using Whirlwind Sprint to get around as much as I expected to. Okay, let's see. We want to go to... back to Riverwood to talk to Delphine. Failed memes.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
It must be hard tracking me down, right?
Let's see here. Ah, a letter from the Jarl.
I might use Mark for Death in combat.
Looks like that's it. Got to go.
How does armor work in this game? Is armor always compared against, like, are physical and magic damage tracked separately? Clearly there's, like, resistance to elements, but if I reduce an enemy's armor, does that make my magic do more damage to them?
This is a local favorite and one of the first songs I ever learned.
Armor's just like a global damage reduction mechanic.
You made it out alive, at least. Your gear's safe in my room, as promised.
Yay.
Did you learn anything useful?
Oh yeah.
Really? That seems hard to believe. You're sure about that?
Pretty sure.
Esbern? He's alive? I thought the Thalmor must have got him years ago. That crazy old man. Figures the Thalmor would be on his trail, though, if they were trying to find out what's going on with the dragons. You mean aside from wanting to kill
So I wonder, when my friend Malborn got killed, if I could have saved him if I were a stealth archer by just quickly shooting the 2 guards up there. Or if the game would have had any scripting available for him to still be alive.
Nobody paid much attention back then. I guess he wasn't as crazy as we all thought.
Thalmor think the Blades know about the dragons.
Ironic, right? The old enemies assume that every calamity must be a plot by the other side.
Interesting.
So we've got to find
Why is it happening then? Yeah,
We'll know how to
they were
stop
about to
it
kill
if
him,
anybody
so I
does.
just kind of sped things along.
Do they
Made
know
sure
where
he
it
had
is?
a death by fire.
Riften, eh? Probably down in the Ratway, then. It's where I'd go. You'd better get to
The
Riften.
Ratway.
Talk to Brynjolf. He's well-connected.
Brynjolf.
Good starting
That's a cool
point,
name.
at least.
I could have saved him?
Oh, and when you
Interesting.
find Esbern, if you think I'm
Womp
paranoid,
womp.
you may have some trouble getting him to trust you. Just ask him where he was on the 30th of Frostfall. You'll know what it means.
Stuff like that makes the universe feel pretty big, bigger than me. I like that about this. Something that Skyrim definitely has over Breath of the Wild, which is going to be my permanent, like, high watermark for open world games, is that it's so empty, you know? And that's kind of beneficial because it's easier to slide yourself into the game universe. Link is, like, the most important person, and everything seems to be built around that assumption, whereas it seems like the Elder Scrolls games, you're a kind of important person in a really storied world that has a lot of history behind it. And if you really want to immerse yourself in it, you really need to, like, read all those books and have played all the games up to this point and know who all the races are and things like that. Zelda, there's nothing you really need to connect yourself to in order to just enjoy, oh, that's pretty. Oh, I like that.
This is a local favorite and one first songs.
The Thalmor happened. They've been hunting down every blade they can find for the past 30 years. Thanks to the White Gold Concordat, they've
Only
been
some
able to
people can never
operate
not
throughout the
die, so you can
Empire
tell
with
if...
impunity.
Oh, if you can save or not. Gotcha. That makes sense, Game Saucer.
The Great War. Only 30 years passed and already ancient history to most people. Seems to me like it just ended. It's never really ended.
Is the Great War, does that take place during Oblivion? Oblivion has to do with, like, the Emperor and stuff, right?
The fancy name they put on the peace treaty between the Empire and the Thalmor. It ended the war and saved the Empire to fight another day. Also trampled on the sacred name of Talos.
Get deep into the lore. There's some suggestion most people's fates are predetermined, but the protagonist's fates aren't. That's a cool distinction. I like that concept.
There's no simple answer to that. You want the long version or the short version? They're the High Elves that rule the Aldmeri Dominion.
Have you heard of the High Elves?
Sworn enemies of the Empire and everything it stands for. 30 years ago, they invaded the Empire and came close to destroying it. They smashed the blades.
Oblivion is mortals versus hell.
Since then, they've been working to weaken the Empire any way they can. The blades have always guarded and guided the Dragonborn, but we'd forgotten why. Now our purpose.
When's the last time there was a Dragonborn? I forgot. I think the game answered this question early on, but it's long enough since I played it.
Together, we're going to stop.
I was under the impression that there hasn't been a Dragonborn in a super duper long time. Because there haven't been dragons to eat. Hey. I can really take all. Yes, please. That's better. Okie dokie, smoky. In Morrowind, every NPC could die and you could render the game unwinnable that way. Wow, that's wild. I could try just kind of randomly combining stuff to see what I get, right? Oh, that's cool. Oops, I didn't mean to make more of those. Fortified barter. Man, the barter, some of these temporary buff potions, it just seems like that's the correct way to play a lot of the time. Like, up your barter, buy some stuff. I do like that it adds this stuff to the list of recipes. I was really bummed that you couldn't do that in Breath of the Wild. It made me less interested about the cooking system in that game, because I couldn't try to cook everything eventually. It's a stupid thing to want, but... Potion creation only fail when you don't have a legit thing you're trying to create. That doesn't actually make something. Hey Okami, how you doing? Can you shoot me a whisper about that? And after stream I will merge your old sphere points and hours watched and stuff. Welcome back. I've been on a hiatus for a while. My wife was off work for medical reasons, so I was taking time off to help her out. But she just went back recently. Turns out purple mountain flowers suck for crafting, it looks like.
But then he went quiet in Ragnar the Red when he met the shield and Matilda, who said, "Oh, you
talk and you lie and you drink all our mead. Now I think it's high time that you lie down and bleed.
Okay, it'll tell me it'll turn dark if I'm not supposed to combine those things. Gotcha. I've already learned that they make nothing. Potion to improve bartering. The last Dragonborn was the last blood descendant of Tiber Septim, who was one of the emperors. The name Septim sounds familiar. Oh, you're crap. Alright.
Do you need something?
Fair enough. How have you been? I could whisper just so I have a thing. So an exploit with potions and forging OP items. Like you could use a potion to make you better at forging, and then you make an item that makes you better at forging or things like that. Yeah, I'm playing this on PC. That's correct. Where am I headed next? I want to go to east of here. Oops. We're going here. I have not been to Riften yet. So where's the closest I've been to Riften? Marstead? Have they tried to patch any of the exploits? So, like, I'm technically playing the remastered version of this game. Like, did they try to fix anything when they remastered it, or not really? Oh, you make a potion that makes you better at alchemy, which lets you make a better at alchemy potion. I see. That's interesting. So even in their re-release, they didn't fix anything. That's funny. Like, is suspecting that Bethesda counts on the modding community to fix their games, like, to what extent is that just a haha meme? And how likely do we think that actually is, that they intentionally don't fix stuff? Unless it actually broke the game. Sure, like a quest not working or something like that. Hi, Novice Necromancer. How is your Thursdays, or Friday/Saturday treating you? Not so hot, I take it. What's this? 2920 Frostfall version 10? Just a traditional book? See if I can find that. Oh. Sweet. I'll take it. So the ones that have higher values potentially might give me skill increases. My next guess to try to see which ones I should try opening. No, it doesn't seem to be it either. Some of these I may have already gotten a skill point from and then looted it too, right? But look at the symbol. Okay. That's helpful, thank you. Yeah, clairvoyance. Found these from dudes I've run into before. It says PC. I would like it to have been the Switch version, but I'd already started my playthrough before the Switch version was announced. I didn't want to start over. Pretty relevant Fallout 4. Nice. How has Breath of the Wild been treating you, Okami? I love that game. I was saying earlier that it's going to be my high water mark for open world games forever. Until something supplants it, but I feel like that's going to take a while. Yeah, I suppose that's true. "200 years after Oblivion." Okay, gotcha, Propagable. This is where I'd usually use my shout dash, but I'll roll without it for now. There are multiple moons. Yeah, I've started a lot of open world games. Breath of the Wild is the only one that I've beaten. Xenoblade Chronicles X wasn't really speaking to me. It looked cool, but I kind of had a lot of the problems that I have with games like that. I've played a lot of the Grand Theft Auto games. Like, I actually 100%ed Grand Theft Auto Vice City when I was a kid, and then kind of swore off playing them after that. It's when I realized you're not really supposed to 100% these sorts of games. You're gonna have a bad time. Playfully blind and stumbling my way through. Nice. It was a delightful game. I'd have to sit and think, but I've definitely played some other Skyrim-like games. And they tend to give me a feeling of option paralysis. And I think the intended offense is to do a piece of candy, go and do anything and everything all the time. And I'm dead. Let's see how far back it sets me. Should have just quick saved as soon as I saw there was a spider attacking me. Womp womp. Don't know how far back this is. I'm just gonna roll it. Keep moving. Wait. This is super far back, isn't it? How often does this game autosave? Ah, that sucks. I'll be more careful this time. Should make sure that I have a. Let me quickly make sure I've got a hotkey. Quick save. I think I did last time we played, but it was so long ago. Maybe not. What's the default hotkey for quick save? Auto saves on load screens. I can. Okay, I already have it saving as often as possible. Try F5. Okay, F5 is it. Thank you. Just reach over and try to tap that every so often. Yeah, I think that might be it, you could pose that Breath of the Wild feels like it's been thoroughly gamified. And at least my style of gamer, I like things that are more gamified. Like, I don't like to explore just for exploration's sake. I will enjoy the exploration and enjoy all the pretty things you can see along the way. But you kind of got to give me a cookie for doing it, you know? The Witness is also an open world game in a bit of a different sense. I mean, it's open world in that it's literally open world, but it's all just puzzle, puzzle, puzzle. And Jonathan Blow kind of has contempt for people that want the game to be gamified. It has exactly one achievement, which is get all of the achievements. Oops, wrong button. No, I'm enjoying that I'm streaming. I was mentioning this to Kat the other day. I was like, I really like horror games when I'm contractually obligated to play them. but like having this, no, you should totally just play through it. Don't just lose interest and move on to something else. Like I feel like I'm getting an experience I'd normally be robbing myself of. Yume Nikki. It's just exploring overworld. I actually did enjoy exploring in Minecraft, and I'm trying to think, why did I like Minecraft, but something like Skyrim or Oblivion gives me anxiety? And it may have been the knowledge that like my game world was unique compared to other people's game worlds. You know, usually something I enjoy in games is having the developer-player dialogue that's constantly happening. You know, and Breath of the Wild is full of that. It's the developer saying, "We know that you know that it's cool that this is here." And in a game like Minecraft, there is no developer-player dialogue. It's entirely player-driven, since everything's procedurally generated. Notch is never winking at you, right? Yeah, I'm betting it'll go on sale on the Switch eventually. Switch games seem to be not too unreasonable to find. And it's not like a disc game, so getting a used copy, it's exactly the same, right? Although I do endorse giving money to the devs when you can. And do everything in an open world game results in a lot of redundant content. Yeah. And I certainly didn't do all the piddly quests in Breath of the Wild. Those reminded me more of like Skyrim, and I didn't feel really compelled to pursue them. But the shrines and a certain percentage of the Korok seeds, to where you got a bunch of unlocks, felt really good and really satisfying. Yeah, I think they're also trying to go for a slightly more realistic bend. Oh crap, I'm gonna die to the same frostbite spider. Where is it?
Yeah.
Skyrim's like, hey, we're in this like Nordic-inspired world. Let's see. So like, you're not going to turn the corner and suddenly be in the desert, right? That's what's bizarre about Breath of the Wild, is you go from one quadrant to the next, and you go from icy tundra to Gerudo Desert. And it's not very realistic, but it means that there's a lot of like landscape variety, and it feels like everything's really well crafted, and there's minimal, just mindless procedural generation. Like, this game's obviously very pretty. We were looking at the Aurora Borealis earlier. See the mountains in the distance, but just the distance between locations I'm traveling to, I'm not like dropping my jaw every few seconds at how amazing it looks. It just feels like, oh, this is just pre-generated wilderness. Ooh, yeah, that sounds pretty rough, Okami. I'd probably wait to pick it up used in that case. In this part of the country, localized entirely in your kitchen? Yes. May I see it? No. It's Aurora Skyrimialis. Well, I assume Skyrim's in the north of... Was it Tamriel? Is that the name of the game world here? Yeah, I'm mostly talking about just player opinion here. Actually, another open world game I played was Dragon Age Inquisition, and that game I think did a pretty good job of not having an intimidating overworld. The game just lock up. Everything seemed to be going fine. I don't understand what happened. Yeah, I think the game just froze. Can't do anything. Unfortunately, I just quick saved, so let me try to close it, maybe? That's doable. I've lost my cursor. Boy. Alright, let me see if I can pull up the task manager. I still don't have a cursor even with... Alright. Come on, keyword commands. A, Alt-E for end task. Yeah, that makes sense. No, I'm having an unreasonable expectation of Skyrim. This is what I'm getting at. Like, I want it to be super video gamey. I want to turn the corner and bam, weird biome. And I was actually saying that earlier about Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition tries to kind of revert back to the focus on simulation and baked in flavor. Having you count your ammo and stuff like that. Having really flavorful, very specific powers that require like material components. Having the ear of a deer or an antler or something as a material component to cast a spell. Like, it's super flavorful and it's very it feels very real, but I'm more attracted to the more abstract gamified stuff. That's just my personal preference. Save again. Huh. Interesting. So presumably I have to get in there from a different entrance. Anyway, I was about to say before the game crashed that I felt like Dragon Age Inquisition did a pretty good job of having the Skyrim-style open world, but at least giving you interface stuff that made it easier to gamify by clearly marking everything you could do on the map whenever you encountered something, like helping you to track what you had and hadn't done yet.
Hold there. Before I let you into Riften, you need to pay the visitor's tax.
Visitor's tax?
For the privilege of entering the city. What does it matter? Keep your voice down.
Hey, speech increase. I wasn't expecting that to work. Is that just a random roll? You could just keep reloading the conversation until it works?
Gates unlocked. You can head
Take my
inside when you're ready.
advice. Don't listen to that talk of the face sculptor down in there.
Yeah, I think that a lot of open world games have a lot of wilderness just in the name of making the game world large.
Welcome to Riften. Home of the thieves.
It doesn't feel as sculpted. It's
It's
too little butter over too much bread. Like, Minecraft has no butter. If by butter we mean, you know, developer-player interaction, developer winking at the player, developer intent. It's got that human intent. So you go into it and you're like, I'm going to play Minecraft and it's just bread. I have no butter. I'm just eating tasty bread.
I don't know you. You and Riften looking for trouble?
But a game like Skyrim or Oblivion feels like, oh, there is butter, but it's so thinly spread across the game that you go for long stretches and you're just like, I'd rather have no butter at all.
Yeah? Well, I got news for you. There's nothing to see here. Last thing the Blackbriars need is some stranger sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
Who are the Blackbriars?
Have Riften in their pocket, and the Thieves Guild watching their back. So keep your nose out of their business. Me? I'm Maul. I watch the streets for them.
New Vegas wasn't Bethesda, right? It was Obsidian? They're good at in-the-weeds details and stuff like that. They're not so great at polish. But...
Only way you could have found one of those is by stealing it. Guess you'll fit in around here better than I thought.
I mean, I didn't really steal it. Should have tried to persuade him first. Get it for free.
Do I look like a merchant to you? You're gonna have to take that up with Vex in the Thieves Guild. Get in good with them and you'll find her.
Yeah, I actually, just to be super clear, like, I don't have a problem with the gradual biome changes. I appreciate that they put in the effort to make it look natural and realistic. It's just that something like Breath of the Wild is so crazy how much everything changes when you get over the next hill that it feels much more gamified and it appeals to me more as a gamer. I'm not saying that that's the better way to do it. You know, it's definitely not realistic. It's sacrificing something for that constant, oh geez, what's over the next hill. But Skyrim, I'm not like, oh man, I'm going to be shocked by what's over the next hill. It's like, it's probably going to be more wilderness for a really long time, and I won't really realize until I end up in the desert or the snowy mountains.
You kidding? My brother Dirge works in their hideout. I used to run with
Oblivion's
them
the center of the
myself,
continent.
but took a job with
Cool.
Raven after they started hitting a rough patch. If you want to get in on that action, find Brynjolf in the marketplace. I'm sure he could use someone like you.
Thieves Guild.
The only thing I heard is a rumor that a boy named Aventus Aretino in Windhelm has
Dark Brotherhood, are those assassins?
Dark Brotherhood. He used to live here in Riften at the orphanage on the other side of town, but I think he ran away. Can't say I blame him.
I do think the game is very
Well,
pretty.
you got Maven. She pretty much runs the whole operation. She's got friends in high places, if you know what I mean. She's also got ties to the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild, so basically, no one can touch her. Just remember, if she tells you to do something, you damn well better do exactly what she says.
Skyrim is on Oblivion's northern border, and the southernmost point of Skyrim has no snow. The northernmost point of so much snow. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Be seeing you around.
Has anyone officially modded all of Oblivion into Skyrim yet?
When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on time and for double the usual fee.
Hello, fellow orc. You're the first orc I've seen just
Working at
chilling.
the Riften fishery is tough, but it puts some coin in my pocket.
Is he an orc or is he a dark elf? God, the voice actors in this game, it just doesn't feel like they've... Outside of the cat... What are the cat people's names? They're not Kashyyyk. That's it's the Wookiee homeworld. They're just like, just grab a random voice actor for a random NPC. It's a dark elf, okay. Khajiit, that's it. Not Kashyyyk.
People of Riften.
Never done an honest day's work in your life for all that coin you carry. Hey, lass. Never done.
How can you
an
tell how much
honest
coin I'm
day's work in
carrying?
your life for all that
I have
coin you carry.
giant backpacks.
Ah, expecting free information, eh? Help me deal with business first.
3
Then we'll
voice
see how
actors
I
for
can
every
help you.
NPC.
Besides, you look like
I
your
feel like there's like
pockets are a little light on coin.
burly orc dude shouldn't just talk like, you know, Jim.
Passing on a golden opportunity is worse. I've got a bit of an
So did I
errand
fail
to
the persuade check there, but still got some skill points potentially?
And in my line
Like
of work,
persuade's got to be rough to max out, right? Because there's a finite number of conversation options with persuade in the game that are consumed when you fail them.
I'm going to cause a distraction. You're gonna steal Medesi's silver ring from a strongbox under his
Yeah, Okami, there was a pretty
Once you
funny
have it,
image
I
that went
want you to
around when
place
Breath
it
of the
in
Wild came out
Banshee's
called The
pocket
Legend of
without
Rain
him
and
noticing.
Inconvenient Times.
There's someone that wants to see him put out of business permanently. That's all you need to know.
Oh, it levels with gold traded. That's cool, Knight. I should do more trading then.
Meet me then, if you've still got the stomach for it.
Stayed away from merchants for the most part.
Do you want me to hold your hand as well? You're going to have to sneak over to Medesi's stall and use your lockpick on the strongbox.
Okay.
Then, when you have the ring, you pickpocket Branchet and leave it behind.
Thanks.
We've been contracted to make sure Branchet remembers not to meddle in affairs that aren't his own. Now, since we're not the Dark Brotherhood, we're not going to kill him. We're just going to make sure he sits in the prisons for a few days. I'll be at the market come morning. You better be there too.
If you've got the coin, you're welcome here. Otherwise,
Okay.
hit the road.
At least she kind of has
What can
a
I get you? Meat? Wine?
voice effect.
Drink for the thirsty? Food for the hungry.
Food. Oh my god, stuff is expensive. Lord. So when I buy things with gold, it increases those stats? I feel like I should just spend all my gold on stuff I don't need. Just to build that up as fast as possible. The chicken breast. Or when I sell, okay. But characters have a finite amount of gold with which to buy my things. Now what about like buying stuff from somebody and then selling it back to them? Okay, so I ended up with less money than I paid because it's not tracking. It's not like a buyback menu. I see. Ah. Sexy lizard lady.
Come back and see us again.
That's fine. I'm sure I'll have plenty of opportunity to get tons of money in the future. With not having an encumbrance to worry about. Cheating.
Okay,
Oblivion had 17 voice actors. Wow.
Good. Wait until I start the distraction, then show me what you're made of.
Probably quick save here, huh?
Everyone, gather round. I have something amazing to show you that demands your attention. This way, everyone. Over here. Gather round, all. You need to hear this. No pushing, no shoving.
What is
Plenty of
it
room.
this time?
Patience, Blanchet.
Supposed to plant something on him? Okay, well, that happened.
Everyone, gather round.
Yeah, because I thought he said he wanted me to go into someone's house, get a ring, and then plant it on him. Not to take something from him. But I don't see where that building is. Let me check the quest description here.
Come on, Brignold. What is it this time? Patience, Blanchet.
Is that right? Am I supposed to... Because I looked in Medesi's inventory and didn't see... Because I was supposed to move it from Medesi to Branchet, right?
That was a simple misunderstanding.
Oh wait, here we go. Here we go. I was waiting for it to pop open. I had to get far enough away. We got it now.
That's close enough.
Blood elixir. Oh, come on. Are you
Oh, did you catch me doing this?
Go away, if you know what's good.
Alright, let's try it again. I think I get it now. I understand what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I had to wait for him to gather everyone together before the quest marker showed up. He was monitoring the stand before. I understand now.
Pushing, no shoving. Plenty of room. Gather round, all.
What is it this time?
Patience, Blanchet. This.
There we go. Nice.
Rare opportunity. I wouldn't want you to get left out.
That's what she said about the wisp essence.
Another lock. Very nice.
Turned out.
Garnet, gold, silver ring.
Crushed nerve
Gotcha.
mixed with water.
Now let's
Well, that was a simple
quick save again.
This item is the real thing.
Plant Medesi's ring.
I give you Falma blood elixir. Oh, come on.
There's a specific person I need to plant it on. It should be out here
The
somewhere,
one and
right?
only. Mystical beings.
Ed,
who live in
that's the
legends.
guy.
Our masters of great magic. Imagine the power that coursed through their veins. How did you get that then? No one's seen them in years.
Now, could I be building sneak right now?
But I can promise you that the contents are genuine. One sip of the elixir and your wishes will be granted. Great wealth, everlasting life, or perhaps limitless power could be yours.
Not when I'm detected, and that's what that means, is detection. I still look like I'm permanently detected. I don't understand why.
Throw back that missing limb.
What if he's right? Maybe I'll buy one.
Don't listen to him. He's making this up.
Only 20 septims a bottle.
I can't afford to get one. Or can I afford not to?
It said hidden very briefly earlier.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Nothing to see here. Move along. Maybe I can do it from back here somehow. Here we go. So I need to put this ring, which will show up under apparel, right? This is what you get.
Well, I see that my time is up. Come back tomorrow if you wish to buy.
Cool.
What a waste of
I
time.
don't.
Damn. I knew I shouldn't have waited. Looks like I chose the right person for the job.
That you did.
Looks like I chose the right person.
I was super sneaky about it too, you could tell.
Your payment, just as I promised. The way things have been going around here, it's a relief that our plan went off without a hitch.
Thanks.
My organization's been having a run of bad luck, but I suppose that's just how it goes. But never mind.
Yeah, I'm not super clear on what causes me to be hidden or detected. Like when I was behind those boxes, it seemed kind of arbitrary.
If you think you can handle it.
It showed detected for a really long time, so it's not just breaking line of sight.
All right then, let's put that to the test. The group I represent has its home in the Ratway beneath Riften, a tavern called the Ragged Flagon.
Ragged Flagon is a cool name for a tavern.
We'll see if you really got what it takes. What is it with you and all these questions? Very well, ask away. Yeah, I bet I know your guy. He's hiding out in the Ratway Warrens, paying us good coin for nobody to
Noise is a factor. Line of sight if you're moving, the sound that you're making. So there are rules to it that you can kind of get a feel for, and what I'm trying to guess is it possible to know Skyrim stealth rules well enough that you can generally know when the eyeball is going to shrink?
If I have to hold
It seems kind of random.
Maybe you aren't cut out for this kind of work. It's under your feet, lass.
I have to wait after you
Just
move because
follow
you
the
get sound. I see.
The walls have ears, and you're being tested, lass. We'll talk in the Ragged Flagon.
Keep saying Ragged Flagon.
Come back when you grow a backbone.
What? Alright.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
Greetings, honored friend.
Oh, I could have maybe tried to bust into his display case. But it would just be money.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship. If anything pleases the eye, don't... Everything I've got on display, really.
Fine. What's that episode of Futurama where he's like, he wants the Zubin cigar and it's thousands of dollars. Like, okay, I'll just take this $300 set of burglar's tools, please. Thanks for selling lockpicks, man.
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
Yeah, there's one guild quest that I'm familiar with because of the memes. Whichever one has the "we know" with the handprint. I assume that's the Dark Brotherhood. Alright. So is there like...
Beautiful baubles and gleaming gemstones over here.
Let's make it look like the Ratway should be easily accessible right from where I'm standing, right? Am I missing something about the quest marker for the Ratway? This makes it look like it should be directly beneath me, but I can't get to it. Show up to people. Oh, hide. Like, as in things made from hide. I thought that was, hide as in make it go away. I'm talking about there's a white marker that's right in front of me, and when I walk here, it disappears behind me instantly, right? It must be an elevation thing. Try going down this way. It must just be directly beneath me. Oh, come on. Get out of the water? There we go. Gotcha.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian.
Yeah, I'll probably end up doing some of the guild quests. That's cool that they put that much effort into it. It is super dark down here. Is there a way to get more illumination on the character? Oh. Hi, guys. I was cutting it kind of close there and wasn't looking at my hit points. Leaving everybody nude. Well, now I've got an orcish bow, so I can officially start being a stealth archer. I would need to have a higher stat in stealth to be able to do that, though. Oh, let me equip my cultist mask again. What's the, there's a downside to equipping heavy armor, right? Kind of, sort of. Spells and items that illuminate. Alright, let me see what my magic... Magic sword. Creatures up to level 9 will fight. Remember that I have clairvoyance. Heavy armor makes you louder, slower, and reduces magic. Okay, so what can I see on a given piece of armor its effect on magicka regen? Can't really tell. I mean, I can tell if something gives me a bonus to magicka regen. It's hidden. Gotcha. Stamina regen. Okay. So really, there's the. Ha! Clever. Now, could I have disarmed that trap before I opened the door? I just walked out of the way of it. The way magicka regen just works is that lots of mage gear has magicka regen on it, and it feels almost mandatory because you need that to do everything. And we said for sure you can only equip one ring in this game, right? The hell is a skeever? Giant rat. Right on. It's fun. Stamina noise.
What was that?
Nothing to see here. Lydia! Dang it, Lydia! Ooh, gloves of the pugilist. I'm gonna play an unarmed build. For like 3 seconds. Oh, I got hit by a trap in this room. I see. So I can activate and deactivate them. That's neat. This guy just sitting in a room by himself full of bear traps? Okay, no, there's another door through it. Hanging out in the dead end room. Good night, Game Saucer. Thanks for hanging out. I think it's one ring at a time. Is Lydia the follower that I'm aware of as someone who hasn't played Skyrim before just because you get her earliest, so people tend to carry her through the whole game? You can only have one follower at a time, right? This is kind of a cool... Oh, it's that well in the middle of town, presumably. It's neat. I do like stuff like that.
What was that?
Nothing to see here, Mr. Lowlife. Have a nice day. What's wrong with admiring your bear trap collection? Pickpocket. So this one doesn't have the little symbol on the front. I thought that said Eldar cheese wedge, and I was like, damn, that's fancy cheese wedge. And like you pull a switch to make this thing go down, so I have a shortcut. Guess not. Symbols for spellbooks. Ah, okay. Whoops. Overdid it. Be more careful. Oh, the place doesn't respawn every time, right? I guess it does. It changes with every pick. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just when I reloaded that it would do that. Alright, hold on. It doesn't change? Huh. I must just not have been going back to the same spot, or it's very tight. It's a high lock and I'm low skill. Gotcha. But being able to clear it is basically guaranteed that I'm going to get a lockpicking level up, right? Sick. I think I'll do like 5 at a time on expert locks and then reload if I still haven't done it. Okay, so it must be further left from where I'm attempting it. Wish I could use the D-pad for repositioning the lockpick. Like I can't make slight 1 pixel adjustments with the analog stick. Okay. First try. I'll take it. About to level up. Which is very nice. Yeah, I'm excited about leveling lockpicking. It is fun in this game. I think they did a good job with it. It's almost pixel perfect. Gotcha. It's the Xbox One D-pad. It's actually pretty nice. Original Xbox D-pad, the 360 Xbox D-pad, no way. But I feel like I can ever so slightly just tap it to get 1 pixel at a time. Because that depends on how they would map it too. If they mapped a single press to a pixel and you would just keep tapping it, have like an acceleration feature. You guys aren't the murder types, right? We can be friends.
Huh. I suppose I can work with your face. After all, the sculptor cannot always choose the finest clay.
You can't see me. You must be the face sculptor I've heard
I
about.
once practiced my art in the salons and manners of Tamriel's great and
Anything
good.
on the 360
Now the
pad is
scum
bad
of
news.
Skyrim are my
I had one of those
But no
unlockable.
matter, the greatest
They
artists
made
are
a special
never
like
recognized in
elite
their own
360
So,
controller
client,
that had a
shall I remake
D-pad that you
your
could spin
face?
and change. 1,000 gold. Is this just to change my facial presets?
I have not always been a ragged beggar. I learned my art from the masters of the art of
Can't change my race.
I studied with the faculty of chirurgeons and cloud rest. I walked with the hollow-faced men of Notahogra for 3 years.
I prefer it to the PS1 D-pad. I really like the Switch D-pad. I think that one's really nice. And the Pro Controller.
That I must justify myself to a wanderer in the sewers of this backwater of the world.
Is she the only face sculptor in the entire game? It's the Ragged Flagon.
I'm busy.
I'm telling you,
Don't you have something to do?
this one is different.
If you're looking for
PS2,
conversation,
PS4 is considered the
flag
best
it in
D-pad.
place.
Interesting.
It's time to face the truth, old friend. You, Vex, Mercer.
I'm not here to hold your
You're all
hand.
part of a
Figure
dying
this one
breed.
out for yourself.
Things are changing.
Well, well. Color me impressed, lass.
Really? You didn't
I
think I'd
wasn't
make it through
certain
the
I'd ever
sewers?
see you again.
That's some novice adventurer stuff.
Reliable and headstrong? You're turning out to be quite the prize.
You want
So,
headstrong?
Now that I've whetted your appetite with our little scheme at the market, how about handling a few deadbeats for me?
Hey, I murder people by accident all the time, so if you're asking me to murder someone on purpose, I'm your gal.
They owe our organization some serious coin, and they've decided not to pay. I want you to explain to them the error of their
That's probably
ways.
true, Spiky. I guess I can't really appreciate the difference between a... See, I've got a PS1 pad here. It's nice that the pad is separated. Like, there's no center of the D-pad to press. It's not all one piece, which is kind of the problem with the Xbox One D-pad. I think the Switch D-pad is
Right.
4
I can
separate
promise
buttons
you
as
a
well.
permanent place in our organization. Honestly, the debt is secondary here. What's more important is that you get the message across that we aren't to be
GameCube
ignored.
controller's still really good, but you didn't
Word
need
of
the D-pad
warning,
on that.
though. I don't want any of them killed. Bad for business. Good. If you need any details on your marks, I'll be here. Now get going.
Sure.
He's as pig-headed a man as you'll ever find. The key is that ugly dwarven urn in his shop. Smash that thing to bits and he'll change his attitude. Kirava's stubborn, but she's got a soft spot for family.
I'm not... Oh, there we go. Optional. I'm not gonna remember any of this shit. Thank you, game.
They're well acquainted, if you catch my meaning. Helga is a devout follower of Dibella and dotes over the statue to the divine that she keeps at the bunkhouse. Use it as leverage, and she'll cave. I'll be here when you're done.
I tend to prefer
The flagon isn't the place.
gamepad for streaming when I can get away with it. There's a couple games that I'll do mouse and keyboard if I need to, but it's more comfortable to be able to lean back in the chair and look at chat and not feel like I'm hunched over like this. Because if it's mouse only, like for the most part, Papers, Please, I can get away with that too. Really, guys? Really? Really? Come on, Lydia, help me out here. Oh. Sorry, Lydia. You're fine. She has a lot of hit points. It's hard to accidentally kill her, right? It's the wrong person to knock off the edge there. Yeah, I know. Potions. Don't have to worry about accidentally killing her. That's good to know. Hey Lydia, please regenerate all your health quickly. Oh, they get back up after they get knocked out? Okay, that's good. Looked like that was a trap. I do have a healing spell that I can use. Should keep that in mind. Important characters just get knocked out. Now, is that... Did they first come up with the getting knocked out thing in, What is that? Oh, cool. It was a trap. It dropped it on me if it was down there. Did they come up with that in Oblivion, and then before that you could kill any character in the game and potentially break the game? I feel like you should always be sneaking in this game. Nobody will ever yell at you for sneaking, right? Presumably I just made it give me more armor. Bracers of minor wielding. Ah. Slightly more armor, but no penalty for wearing, presumably. Now, I just looted bracers of minor wielding, but I don't see them on the list here. Oh, here we go. They're hide bracers. I don't need to worry about one-handed attacks. Those would replace the gloves slot? Okay, yes. Gotcha. Night Retro, thanks for hanging out. Oh, the game told you if you broke the main story. Back in those days of needing to save constantly, and potentially reload if you reach an unwinnable game state. I like that it's generally considered a bad game design decision to allow you to reach an unwinnable game state. Like, that should be called game over. You shouldn't be allowed to keep playing when the game's not winnable. Sometimes you might get timed and then you don't want to sneak. Oot. Gotta find a merchant with a ton of money. Offload all of my no encumbrance junk, right? Right. Oops. Where did that one? Oh, did I just get some XP for breaking a lockpick? Looked like I did. Oh, I should see what that Draven's bow was. Oh, I thought that thing had to completely fill before it gave me the level up. I got you. Is that wasting anything? Like, am I not getting XP towards the next level? Or is it happening behind the scenes? Looks like it's happening behind the scenes, okay. to get to 40 destruction still. Where's 60? There's 30. Ah, the game's still going when they say hurry to a tower. Okay, that's good to know. Dual casting overcharges the effect. I will want that eventually. I haven't healed in a while. I should start healing more often just to level up restoration, now that I think about it. Enchanting! 30 already, nice. Okay, dude. 6 times damage. Yeah, let's do that. What about lockpicking? Novice locks are easier to pick. Apprentice locks are easier to pick. Automatically gives you a copy of a picked lock's key if it has one. Huh. For like quests or something? Interesting. Buying and selling is 10% better. 10% better prices are the opposite sex. That's interesting. I'm gonna hold on to the other stuff for now. So whenever that level up bar is full, that means I can level. And it'll show me, it'll say level up at the top with some skills if I level up. Roger, Roger. I'm gonna run and grab a soda real quick, guys. I'll be right back. I love this stream deck. You're a streamer. Totally not paid for advertisement for the Elgato Stream Deck, but it's been pretty awesome. It's much easier than trying to hunt through OBS sources to turn things on and off, and it's great for sound effects. Probably wait for it to go on sale, though. I don't think I'd pay full price for it. I bought it on Black Friday. I think I paid $75 for it. I'll double check. Maybe $50. Hi. Hello.
You don't think there's any hope, do you? I don't. He's right. Their fires lit up the night, all across Lake Rumer, like stars come to Earth. It was beautiful, really.
You're creepy. So does stealing itself, like if you're stealing items, is that upping any stats in any way? Or does it have to be pickpocketing? Pick your knee. That's not how that works, is it? Just USB.
Bucket, knife, book, inkpot, stone. No, no, no.
Does Hafid the Deaf steal? Gotcha. So does stealing affect anything then? I guess you might be getting stealth in the fact that you're trying to sneak to take something. Lydia? Move.
Still here. Knife. Yes. You lead, I'll follow. Yes. Bucket. Yes. Inkpot. No.
Go away! What?
I'm a friend.
No, that's not me. I'm not Esbern. I don't know what you're talking about.
The name below your face clearly says Esbern.
Delphine? How do you... So you finally found
Rocket bandits. Gotcha.
She led
To
you to
power
me.
up those levels.
And here I am, caught like a rat in a trap. Delphine? How do you... Oh, this is just a trick to get me to open the door, huh? I told you to go away. I told you to go away. I'm not opening this door for anybody.
Didn't use the sentence he told me to say, but...
Ah, indeed.
30th of Frostfall. There's unique months. Like, how many months are in a calendar year in
You'd better come in then.
Tamriel?
Tell me how you found me and what you want. This'll just take a moment. This one always sticks. There we go. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Only a couple more.
This is pretty cool with him unlocking all the locks.
A little closer.
There we are. Come in, come in. Make it. That's better.
That's awesome. Silent Hill 4 shit.
So, Delphine keeps up the fight.
Trying to read your books, dude, and steal your shit.
I thought she'd have
It's our calendar with different names for the months. Gotcha.
I tried to tell her years ago. Haven't you figured it out yet? What more needs to happen before you all wake up and see what's going on? Alduin has returned, just like the prophecy said.
Alduin,
The dragon
huh?
from the dawn of time who devours the
Oh,
soul
from the
of
dawn
man.
of time, huh?
No one can escape his hunger, here or in the afterlife. Alduin will devour all things, and the world will end.
So why did he rescue me? Maybe he didn't. Maybe that was just a coincidence.
I tried to tell
I feel like there are no coincidences in this game universe.
It's all come true. All I could do was watch our doom approach.
Oh, so, okay. I didn't appreciate that's what was happening when Alduin had the other dragon come out of the ground.
Yes, yes. You
Gotcha.
see, you know, but you refuse to understand.
The years reset at the start of different eras. Okay. Like in the real world, right? Although we've only had 2 eras worth labeling.
Oh yes, it's all been foretold. The
Gotcha.
end has begun.
4th era,
Alduin
433.
has returned. Only a dragonborn can stop him. But
Well,
no
what do you know,
dragonborn
Esbern?
has been known for centuries. It seems that the gods have grown tired of us. They've left us to our fate as the plaything of Alduin the World Eater. What? You are? Can it really be true? Dragonborn?
Confuse Roda and show you.
Then there is hope. The gods have not abandoned us. We must go. Quickly now. Take me to Delphine. We have much to discuss.
Sure. Read all your shit first. Now, when they say escort, they mean fast travel there, and he'll be there with me, right? Cool. That's just loot all your stuff before we go.
I know. Oh, I'm hurrying. I know.
Right. Everybody's favorite gaming word.
I'm hurrying. One moment. I know time is of the essence, but mustn't leave secrets for the Thalmor. There's one more I must
Can you like get a house and add a bunch of stuff to it in this game? I feel like there's so much crap that you can lay around that people would want to do that and like make their own library and try to display all the collectibles in the game. Glad we're playing with streaming Dylan, because the past version of me would have been just this room alone would have stressed the hell out of me and been like, oh my god, I have to read all of these books. Totally would have. Just moving on with my life. It's cool that it's there. Glad it's there for somebody. Has anyone in chat read all the books in the game? Attempted to and stopped at some point. Iron Dagger, chilled. It's just a nice little magic weapon lying around amongst a bunch of crap. Collect all the cheese and dump it in one place. It's funny. Okay. Just remember.
Hey, did you say something? We should keep moving.
Already, dude? Already you guys are coming here trying to murder my friend? Super dickish, you know that? Whoops. Well, I didn't quick save recently. Bummer. Oh, hey, look at that. When you sit, does it quick save? Or was that just coincidental?
Did you say something?
Alright. That's cool. Yeah, there's a silver jeweled necklace worth 380 gold just sitting over here. Amongst all the shit. This is a goofy game. Alright. For funsies, let's try out that bow that we found. Yeah.
We should keep moving.
Okay, I guess I need to spend more resources for that to be useful, right?
Good.
Esbern's about to die. That's Lydia. Now, can he not die? I wasn't sure if the Flame Atronach was something that he summoned. Apparently not. Collect all the books and dump them in your house. Is there a way to know if something is friendly to you? Not really. He put up some kind of magic ward. Can I get there for this time? Quest title update. You can adopt up to 2 children? Really? That's a thing? Right on. Try this again. I'm actually not super clear on how this is meant to work.
We should keep moving.
Did you hear something? Looks like he's can't die, gets knocked out briefly, like y'all were saying. What's the ability that removes magicka? Is it lightning? Sparks? Whew. Eating cheese weds and gourds. Why do I have heavy armor equipped? I shouldn't. So if I equip something on accident. Lightning damage. Okay. Gotcha. Cultist boots, cultist gloves. The mask counts as heavy armor. Well, shit. Okay, so we just shouldn't equip it. Gloves count as light armor. I must have drained him dry, and there's no way to see that, right? Okay, I could have gone a little bit more cleanly, but I'll take it.
Yes. Book. Yes. Bucket. Yes. Inkpot. No.
What's up?
I'm gonna eat well tonight.
The fuck? That's a weird thing to do and say. No kidding. I get a chef gear at least. Not in combat. Okay. Saw a pretty good description of anxiety. It said, having anxiety is like when you're playing a video game and it looks like nothing is wrong, but it says you can't do that when enemies are near. You're like, what? It's like that all the time.
You'll have to speak up. I'm a little deaf in my right ear. We should keep moving.
Spare me, please.
Very puzzled. I don't know where this is all coming from at the moment.
I'm afraid I've lost.
Oh, it says his flame atronach? Okay. So this isn't in combat. I really want to check out what that grindstone does, but I think I'm going to be able to. Nice. Now, the amount of XP I get for picking a lock is a function of how easy it is to pick the lock, right? If it's novice, it probably won't give me any XP at all. I feel like I've gotten a lock-picking level up whenever I've picked an expert lock. The grindstone is a crafting apparatus. Sure. I like that they made this into a spell. Just quick pathfind, I guess. Now, does casting that actually build some What school of magic is that? Clairvoyance. Yeah, so long as I'm casting that, is that building up my illusion school or no? Seems that there are certain abilities that are more like spammable than others to kind of abuse and level up. Cool. I'll try to cast it every so often when I have the resources to do it. What the heck? Okay. Doesn't seem right. Maybe the pathing is all janky all of a sudden. Some spells have special rules. You get from swinging them in combat. Oh, right. Bear traps. Roger. Yeah? I'm good to pay for meddling in the Thalmor's affairs. Where are you? Ever. I know I've gone in a circle. I'm trying to find this person. I'm not hiding. Yeah, what are those 3 spells, Knight? This is where it tells me to go, but I can't fit through there. It must be an elevation thing, right? There's got to be a staircase I can take around here somewhere to get up there. Yeah, this was the exit originally, and I was hoping there would be a shortcut here. That I could push this thing down, but I don't think that's how that works. Muffle, fast heal, and candle flame. This lady, this game is so buggy. It's funny. I give this game a lot of shit, and it's fun. It's like it's loving. I think that most people have that opinion of it, right? It's like, oh, Skyrim's my favorite game. Oh, but it's Bethesda. Man, is it buggy. There is a switch. I'm just fucking blind. There we go. Hooray. There you are. Shivari's note. Is that going to show up in miscellaneous or books? Probably books. It did already have a Switch release, that's right. I have good reason to believe the target will be coming to Riften in the next few days. Discretion is preferred, but elimination of the target is the highest priority. The user restrictions on exposure are lifted. You'll be reassigned outside Skyrim if necessary without penalty. Don't fail me. E. Well, so much for that. Yeah. Can I get candlelight easily? Is there like a particular... Should I be looking out for a magic shop, or is there a source of more magic spells? Since I'm trying to play as a mage, I'd like more magic if possible. Oops. And I'd be okay to go off the main story quest for a bit in the service of doing that. So now that he's outside with me, will he fast travel with me? I really have to walk all the way there. Whiterun? Okay. Right on, thank you. He will follow me, but I had to escort him out of the building, I see.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire. Something. In the old form.
You there. The Dawn Guard is looking for anyone willing to fight against the growing vampire menace.
Is it Vampire Menace? Sure.
Ha! Ezron's going to like you. Go talk to him at Fort Dawn Guard, southeast of Riften.
Is there a Elder Scrolls game where you yourself can become a vampire? On purpose? Let's talk in the open.
Why, it's good to see you. It's been a long time.
It's good to see you too, Esbern. It's been too long, old friend. Too long. Well, then. You made it safe and sound. Good. Come on, I have a place we can talk. Orgnar, hold down the bar for a minute, will you?
Yeah, sure.
This way.
I actually wanted the Necromancer's robes. It's way cooler. Skeever tail. Cool. Yes.
Now then, I assume you know about...
Oh, I still have a weapon equipped. Still have arrows equipped.
Oh, yes. Dragon Ball. Indeed, yes. Oh, this changes everything, of course. There's no time to lose. We must locate. Let me show you. I know I had it here somewhere.
Esbern, what?
Oh, there's an enchanting table and an alchemy table in here. So does she have 2 alchemy tables?
Ah, here it is. Come, you see, right here, Skyhaven Temple. Constructed around one of the main Akaviri military camps in the Reach during their conquest of Skyrim.
Do you know what he's talking
Who are the Akaviri?
This is where they built Aldrin's Wall, to set down in stone all their accumulated dragon lore.
That's cool.
Against the forgetfulness of centuries.
Oh, that's super awesome. So they built a wall that has lore built into it? If I'm understanding that correctly.
One of the wonders of the ancient world. Its location was lost.
That's the coolest concept I've heard in a minute.
What are you getting at?
You mean, you don't mean to say you haven't heard of Aldrin's Wall? Either of you?
Let's pretend we haven't. What's Alduin's Wall, and what does it have to do with stopping the dragons?
Aldrin's Wall was where the ancient blades recorded all they knew of Aldrin.
That's cool. That's super neat.
Park prophecy. His location has been lost for centuries, but I have found it again. Not lost, you see, just forgotten. The Blade's archives held so many secrets. I was only able to save a few scraps.
So you think that Alduin's Wall will tell us how to defeat Alduin?
Well, yeah.
Go punch him a bunch.
There's no guarantee, of course.
Skyhaven Temple it is.
So how does stealth archery work? It's like you have to have a certain number of perks that
I know
in stealth and archery that make you do a ton of damage when you're attacking from sneaking.
Known as Karthspire in the Karth River Canyon. We can meet you there or all travel together. Your call. Your call. Might be safer to travel separately. Attract less attention that way.
I don't want to have a bunch
Don't
of
worry,
NPCs
I'll
following
get
me.
Esbern there in one piece. We'll wait for you near Karthspire. Good luck.
Thanks. Well, that's cool. Kind of has a Eastern watercolor style to it. Sneak attack's always crit. Easy to land a stealth hit with a bow. Ah, sure. You crit harder. Fortify unarmed. This is cool. I really like the learning things by disenchanting.
Orgnar, this is it. The inn is yours. I'm probably never coming back here.
Well now, that's something to think about.
Take care of yourself, Orgnar. Goodbye.
Yeah, sure. You too, Delphine. You be safe.
I see. So how would I get this to higher than 16% Magicka regen? By using better soul gems? What would make it higher than 60? Is 16 just the base amount or something? It appears not everything can be upgraded in this way, huh? So I wish I could sort this by headgear. The cultist mask is heavy armor. Better enchanting skill. Gotcha. Now I can enchant a circlet, which I wear in my head. Yeah, that makes sense. So it would be a potion of fortify enchantment, probably. Whenever I'm eventually able to make one of those. Might wait to do that before I enchant anything. Mm-hmm. I guess I don't really have a lot. So what are the ingredients for a potion of fortify enchantment? So I can keep an eye out for them.
You look worse than I feel.
Thanks. Going up this way. Haven't been to Rorikstead yet. Up in here. Butterfly wing, incense. So any of those three things combined will do it, basically. Thanks for looking that up. I appreciate it. I want to make my dash into a fate. How do powers work? I remember unlocking that. The 25% less effective with melee weapons. Is that like a debuff that I currently have on me or something? Enchant junk with the crappy gems to get skill ups and save your good stuff for later on. Gotcha. I can remember to do that. Disease. Huh. How can I clear out diseases? Slash, how does leveling destruction, for example, work? Like, what the fuck was that? What the hell? Oh, it's a Dargon. Hi, Dargon. Alright, I wasn't expecting that. How you doing, dude? Potions and shrines will cure it. it land. So I think it's using ice against me, isn't it? So maybe I want to use fire. Well, I'm not entirely sure if that's how it works in this game. That's how it works in Dungeons and Dragons. Where'd you go? Can I Fusro Da him down? Consider trying that. Oh, this is a random dragon? The other guy's just still chilling there watching him? Is he running away? Is that a thing that can happen? I don't know. Oh, now he's on the ground, I think. Almost! Come on, land again, that was perfect. Whew. Nice. He's being wrathless. Now all those arrows in him, is that because of the other people that were shooting him this whole time? Actually, bandits? Really, guys? I just saved you for about... Alright. Some people's bandits, man. Unbelievable. Hey, Yahan, how you doing? Like, y'all do realize... You know who we should kill? That guy. That lady. That's not a real person. Hey, lovely. Let me fix the camera real quick. And scoot a little bit.
So have you taken an arrow to the knee yet?
Not yet.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Andrew's here. Here comes science. You didn't actually have any science today.
Nope.
Today was your day off.
Yep.
And you have Monday off.
Yep. Although I had an appointment with my therapist and we were talking about dark energy because she saw a special.
Right on.
She was like, it was dark something, but it wasn't dark matter. Maybe like dark mass. And I was like, you know, energy and mass are the same damn things.
You may as well, you could call it dark mass. I kind of wish they wouldn't have used dark twice because it's very confusing to people.
I
They
know.
tend to assume it's the same thing.
Because they're kind of like opposite things.
They really just use dark to mean, right, because one of them attracts stuff.
Yeah, it means that we are seeing it indirectly. So we see its influence on other things, but we don't see it exactly.
We don't know what the hell it is.
Yes, it's like a ghost. We should just call it ghost matter.
There you go, ghost matter, ghost energy. Spooky ghost matter.
Ooh.
There's a prison down here? No. I'm good. I don't need to ooh piece of candy this.
What's you're a mage?
Trying to be a mage.
That's different for
The-
you.
Are you serious?
Does she want to fight?
No, I used to always play mages. How would what class would you normally expect me to play?
Paladin?
Really? Interesting.
In Dark Souls, you never play mage.
That's true. So my thing is, I don't like limited resources. So in this game, magic regenerates pretty steadily, and if you're not doing anything, you wait long enough, your magicka will come back. I don't like having to budget and say, hey, I've got 10 spells that I can cast. Because it's interesting, Dark Souls basically has Vancian magic from Dungeons and Dragons. It's like spells per day, basically. Rather than an MP system. And it's pretty hard to do in a Blind Souls playthrough too, that's true. I actually never really thought about that, but that's definitely true about Dark Souls. It's the only video game I've played that really kind of nails fancy and magic. Maybe the original Final Fantasy?
Finished ogling the grotesque? I suppose I should be grateful you didn't simply attack me.
So I went to the grocery store, and since we're going to Leif's birthday party tomorrow, I figured... She said you don't have to bring a gift, but I'd like to bring something. So I bought...
The Polar Brewski's in chat.
Oh, great. So I brought some strawberries.
Okay.
Because Leif likes strawberries.
Be a surprise.
It's gonna be the best present there.
Kesh could tell you more. I just want out of Skyrim as quickly as possible.
So I was talking to Liz, and she's like, she has got enough toys. So I was like, I'll get him something consumable.
I still kind of want them to make a alternate mode of Dark Souls that randomizes the placement of the loot, so you don't have that problem. You can maybe get different builds based on how early in the game you find a certain weapon. I know somebody made a mod for the original Dark Souls that does that, but something official from would be cool.
So also I went to the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a typical grocery store experience, getting in lots of people's way.
Were you panicking the whole time?
So Barbara, my psychiatrist, has this thing that she wants me to do that's not just self-soothing. She wants me, when I pass someone, to say, we are both human beings living on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Because she wants me to cultivate compassion.
The context for Andrea is she freaks out when she's around
I have so much
strangers.
anxiety.
She's worried that they're going to be mad at her. So how did that go? Did you practice that?
Well, I did, and it stops my I hate my life thoughts, so that's good.
That's good. Glad to hear that.
But I don't really understand what she wants me to do.
Oh my god, that poor deer.
Asshole.
I didn't mean to yell. I was trying to run really fast.
No.
I can shout to sprint forward, and I can shout to do what I just did. Oh my god, there's a lot of dragons in this game. Sorry, you were saying?
Well, it's hard for me because I think of compassion as something I have for my friends, and I don't want to be friends with the people in the grocery store.
You should be compassionate towards everyone and everything.
Yes. I only have so much compassion.
It's a limited resource.
It's a limited.
She's saying to say it to yourself, Yukipo. Say it to Andrea's self. So, yeah, don't go up to other rude people and say, you're a human being.
We are humans together, sharing the burden of life.
It's one of my all-time favorite Reddit posts. Like, I don't think anyone should say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. We should just all walk forward.
Carry the burden of life alone.
Hang our heads in shame and carry the burden of life alone. Hey, Dargon. It's me, the Dargonborn.
So what are you doing? You're just walking around in the woods?
No, I
by
got
the
a
woods,
quest
I mean the
indicator in the
plains.
top middle there. It's like Breath of the Wild, right?
Oh, is that what that little white arrow is?
Yeah, going towards that.
What's the quest?
I need to go find more information about Anduin's Wall, which is a wall that has a bunch of lore written on it, which is really cool. They didn't want to put it in a book because it could get destroyed, so they carved it into a
Because walls
wall.
don't erode, but okay.
It's a magic wall, Andrea. And it's cool to put lore on a wall. You usually put lore in a library or a box or something.
Ooh.
What's this guy doing? Oh, has they been at my location, my destination this whole time?
Speaking of lore and walls, when I went to India, they carve prayers all up in the walls. Here's a picture I took
Closer.
of such writings on the wall in Tibetan.
Hey, it's Alduin. I shouldn't fight him just yet. So he's regenerating the dragons, this Alduin guy. He saved me at the very beginning of the game. And now he's
Why are
bringing
you killing
these
the
dragons
dragon?
back. That's my job.
What?
That's literally my job. Whoa, that's never happened before. Okay, well, that happened. And I'm gonna get sent way back knowing this game. Should have quick saved as soon as I saw I was coming close to a dragon.
I know they had robots in this game.
Hey, Kat, how are you guys doing? Robots?
In that cut in the waiting screen, it looked like a robot.
Oh, yeah, little dwarf robots. Yeah, like the dwarves were a technological society that were wiped out way before the beginning of the first game. Alright, I'll try not to get my face bit off next time.
I suppose I should be grateful you didn't simply attack me.
I have to reach over to quick save.
Returning to Kesh could tell you more. I just want out of Skyrim as quickly possible.
Yay, killing trees! I'm really glad that, like, at least in my work, almost everything is electronic. So, like, I'm writing a paper, and that's all online. There's this cool thing called Overleaf, so it lets me write in LaTeX, and it just constantly saves. It's easier than writing it in, like, a text file and compiling it myself. It just does it all for me. But anyway, so the paper is digital. I sent it to my reviewers digital. They sent me their responses digital. I don't have to, like, mail them the paper. Snail mail. But yeah, I only really use paper if I need to, like, write down some math or draw a picture to understand something. So I have this little notebook full of my scratch work.
I asked Cameron, how are you? And Kat responded, she said, good, good, how are you?
Aww. Good.
Yeah, if I could put quick save on the controller, I would. I have to reach over like a caveman and press the keyboard. Or I can press start and do that. Lose less progress. I don't see Alduin this time. Huh. I wonder if there's just a chance of that happening, or if I'm not within the draw distance of seeing him yet. Yeah, Fallout 1 is quick save the game.
Why did you just kill that little crab?
It's a mud crab.
Why are you killing it?
I need its resources to craft things.
Oh.
Can you
Crap. Not? Now you killed all his friends. Well, at least you put him out of his misery.
Thanks, Lydia. There used to be a bigger mud crab here in the distant past. Is that what I'm seeing?
Looks like it.
That's cool. Oh, there's Alduin. Alright. So, before this game, there were no dragons in the Elder Scrolls universe. Mm-hmm. This is Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
And this dragon Alduin has been going around resurrecting them. Mm-hmm. And it's my job to go kill him, because I am
a dragon slayer. But if you kill him, won't you be out of work?
Won't me as a dragon slayer be out of work?
Yeah, like he won't make any more dragons for you to slay.
I mean, yeah.
So isn't it in your best interest to keep this guy alive?
Well, I'm not, like, getting paid to do this.
Then why are you doing it?
Because dragons are bad and they eat people and bite their heads off and shit.
And you're murdering crabs, pot kettle black.
Crabs are not people.
It's a dog-eat-dog world.
I'm on my way to Solitude to join the Legion. A united empire is better for everyone.
You should agree with Alduin and run a dragon slaying racket. I'll only kill so many dragons. Split the profits with him. Alduin's a pretty cool name for a dragon. Sounds like just like the name of a dude.
I saw Sailor Dan at the grocery store.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's funny.
I also am pretty sure I saw the kid that Cat cut his hair a couple days ago.
Oh, right on.
Anyway, Sailor Dan said he might be...
Cat is a barber, and one of his coworkers asked to cut his son's hair, so they all came to visit, and the kid was just marveling at all the video game stuff the whole time.
Yeah. He said, you have an Xbox, an Xbox One, a PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and a PlayStation 4, and a Super Nintendo, and an we have lots of consoles.
It's for my job.
Anyway, he was saying that he might be interested in playing Rock Band this weekend.
That's somebody else.
What?
That was somebody else.
Oh, I said Sailor Dan said he might be
Sailor Dan.
interested in
that'd be
playing Rock Band this weekend. I just
Right
saw
on.
him. We talked
Oh,
about
okay. I
this.
thought you
There's
were
no
talking
way
about
you can know what our conversation
I thought we were
was.
talking about somebody else. All right, yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be down. That would be lots of fun. I want to play business mode Rock Band. Like, let's get points. No, I'm not just doing this for fun. Let's stand up. Let's deploy overdrive simultaneously.
So don't dragons breathe fire? How does fire hurt them?
This one breathes ice.
Oh.
The very first one, I was just pelting fire at it, and people in chat were like, "What are you doing?" They said exactly what you said. Dragons are like fire breathers, right? Yeah.
I mean, dragons are like pigeons, right? They're just a common nuisance that's always around, and you don't always have to notice it. I guess it's a nuisance that could eat you, so maybe you'd like to stay diligent.
If you burn a flamethrower, it will take damage. Or shoot bullets at a gun. Thanks, Nodovan.
You missed.
He's way too far away from me to reach him. I'm gonna attack the town. That's rude, dude.
Did you just die? What'd you do?
I took falling damage.
But you, like, tripped. You literally just tripped. How are you dead?
I used my shout this thing. And I went over an edge and landed too
It
close
wasn't
to the
that
ground.
big of an edge.
No, it really wasn't. It was like from here down to
Yeah,
here.
you fucking tripped. I mean, I guess you could trip and, depending on the angle, accidentally break your neck.
Sure, that's what happened. It was an accidental. The angle was just right that it broke my neck. That's what happened.
So once we were in Chicago, because my parents were visiting me when I was working at Fermilab, and my mom, like, we just got off the train, and my mom
Let 'em
steps
wipe my
off
face
the
off and
curb at just the wrong angle and completely breaks her ankle.
Ugh.
So, like, we had a whole day planned, and we're like, well, we got in a cab and drove to the
much for
University
that.
of Chicago Medical Center and spent the day there. And then we had to take, because we couldn't take the train. Why couldn't we take the train? I guess she had, like, it would have been hard for her because she couldn't use her ankle. And she didn't have her little rolly thing. Anyway, she ended up sleeping in, like, the first floor of our house for a couple of weeks while it heals. And she had a little, like, scooter that she put it on so she could scoot around the house.
Your poor mom.
Yeah. Well, I think it was, like, right when she turned, like, 50, so she was like, I'm getting old! Old and brittle!
Her mom is so nice. She was very briefly on a Christmas stream one time. Alright, so he just rose a dragon that was in this pit, which is now making creepy whispering noises. I don't know if there's anything I can do there. Wonder if that's designed for me to run into Alduin there. I think I only run into Alduin in story cutscenes in the past.
I kind of
Maybe-
want you to play Papers, Please again.
I'll be playing it next week, Thursday.
Alright. I liked that game.
It's fun. Fun to two-player. Totally cheating, but even just having another set of eyes on exactly the same material makes a big difference. Death Hound. Some music before. Death Hound collar. Dog meat. Vampire's thralls. Interesting. So are Death Hound's dragon dogs?
Wait, why are we fighting each other? That's a human! Why are you killing humans?
Because he was attacking my friend. He said it was a vampire's thrall. He was a slave of a vampire. Yeah? You with me?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Am I
You
not
were
supposed to defend myself?
Just saying, you and the dragons have a lot more in common than you think.
Your butt. She just murders slaves now. Yeah. And then the Dragonborn tripped over a cliff and died. I feel like there's great potential for a movie or a TV show or a short story about all those alternate universes and video games. The different world lines were, and then Mario fell in a pit. And that was the end.
And Bowser took over and married Princess Peach.
It's too bad that there's only... I can only really think of like one video game that takes place in a universe assuming you lost the first game.
Wind Waker?
XCOM 2.
Wind Waker!
Well, I guess... Ooh, hello.
Wind Waker!
No.
Yes!
No, Wind Waker isn't that you lost the first game, it's that...
You never existed?
You never existed because you did the... oh, there's a dragon and a saber.
I still say that's in the same vein.
But you mentioning Zelda is correct, because Zelda has the Fall of the Hero timeline, which assumes that you lost...
Oh, wait, is that Majora's Mask?
No.
God damn it.
There's 3 timelines. There's the one where Link goes back in time to try to look for Navi, and that's Majora's Mask. So he's not... The bloodline goes away. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Let me kill these things and I can talk.
Alright, I'm gonna go get another Crunchy Stella.
Okay, I'll tell you when you get back then. No, Fall of the Hero is not Wind Waker. Fall of the Hero is Zelda 1, Zelda 2, the Oracle games. It assumes that Link failed in Ocarina of Time. There's a separate one where there is no hero, and that's where Zelda sends Link back to be a kid again. So in that timeline, there is no adult Link anymore. So there's no Link to save the world when Ganon shows up, so the King of Hyrule floods Hyrule instead. And then the third timeline is the one where Link gets sent back to be a kid, and he does his little Majora's Mask adventure, but then the hero's bloodline continues from there because he hasn't been like temporarily removed from the timeline. I guess I need to say temporarily from the timeline. He hasn't been removed from the timeline, so another hero is born, and that's Twilight Princess. But yes, that is a case where it assumes that you failed in Ocarina of Time. No, because there was no Link. Not in that timeline, anyway. Yeah. Presumably Link dies at some point in the Fall of the Hero timeline, but it's all just coming from that Hyrule Historia book. It's another Dargon. A blood Dargon. What the heck is that?
Do you kill it with, like, cancer? Diseases? Did you trip again?
No, I got frozen to death by the dragon. This game doesn't have very good...
Dragon.
This game doesn't have very good feedback. But that's mostly because it's first person. I play it in third person.
Thank you, Dargon? Oh, never mind. I take it back. You suck.
How cold is it, Kami? It's so cold.
How cold is it?
Does attacking the saber cat trigger
It's
the
so
dragon?
cold. I poured liquid nitrogen on myself to warm up.
Johnny Carson said. I think he does spawn. It triggers based on me dealing damage to the saber cat. That's funny. Oh, I can only use it. Okay, I understand how that works. Where's Lydia?
What, the Dargon?
No, Lydia is my companion.
Hiding.
Yep.
You missed.
You got me, though. Can you land, please? can't damage you if you keep doing that.
That's why he keeps doing it.
That would be great if he actually realized that. Cutting it a little close there. Tried swearing at the dragon. There's Lydia.
Have you tried running away?
I could do that. Kind of want to fight it though. That's like my job. Yeah, attack Lydia. So what actually causes a dragon to land? There's clearly some rule, right? Right, I need to use my healing more. I may have just landed. No, she's still shooting the air. Does it come and fight me shout?
Did you say that, like Final Fantasy was the first one to do these epic choral soundtracks? Or am I just making that up? Yeah. No, you know, like with the...
I think that, Final Fantasy VII, One Winged Angel certainly popularized Gregorian chanting as final boss music. I can't think of a game earlier than FF7. If someone else did it first, it was definitely the first game to
popularize it,
yeah. Gregorian chanting. This is a Jeremy Soule soundtrack, isn't it? Secret of Evermore, Guild Wars. Where's the dragon? Is it this way? He may have finally landed. Now that I'm nowhere near him. He doesn't take off again.
Oh, he landed!
Didn't realize it until it was too late. Land again, please.
Look, a tasty villager.
There we go.
Alright, don't fuck up this chance. You're fucking it up.
Mostly out of healing stuff. Resist. Help me fight them, guys. I'm clearly not good enough for this as the Dragonborn. Blood dragons are a stronger type. I can't really take cover in this, can I? Really, they're one of the strongest. Huh. And again, please. Show up when you're higher level. Oh, I'm level 10. Let's just be a chance to run into one where I am. Maybe it's only random spawns around level 30. Use this house as cover.
What if there are people in the house?
It's a good question. I don't have a plan for that. Oh, shit. Is there a way to know if the resist frost potion that I activated is still active? Can I see that somewhere or not really? They'll be fine. I feel like that's what Andrea would say if I asked her the same question. Oh, I have to look in a menu. There's not like a on-screen indicator. Okay. Good to know. Fight somebody else so I can attack. Oh shit.
Wow. I was staring right down the barrel there. Beautiful treasure.
Somebody burp.
I thought I heard it, but maybe I was mistaken.
It could have been the Dargon. Doo-doo. I may have run out of random like guards to tank the thing. Looks like it has limited breath though. Sort of. There's definitely a safer window for me to use breath attacks on him. I could try like making some zombie slaves to go help me fight him. But I'm enjoying all the extra healing I'm getting. Sorry, I was super close. Try to keep my phone away from the microphone. My apologies, but busted your ears. Let's use another resist frost potion. Definitely stronger than most of the dragons I've encountered thus far. Fair enough. Now, do the additional effects of spells like Frostbite and Sparks have any effect on dragons? I'm guessing they don't even have a stamina value. If there's just NPCs over there just kind of walking around, that guy, he's just having a little afternoon.
Well, the dragon's pretty preoccupied with you.
Yeah. He's not panicking though. It's just Friday afternoon for him. Going home from work. He clearly doesn't hear the chanting.
You
got me hits off there. Make sure I still have...
No, one of my favorite stations for Pandora is the Epinus. What's the name of the band that does music like this?
Oh, they do
Eponymous.
I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, I like when that kind of music comes on because it makes whatever I'm doing feel like much more badass.
They do like movie trailer music, right?
Exactly.
Is it Posthumous? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
It starts with an E.
Their name is... Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
It's like Eponymous. Epinus, Eposis.
It's not Euronymous.
Erposis.
And I think there's some initials in it too. A lot of like video game music. Hip Hop Anonymous?
Hip Hop Anonymous?
A lot of video game music stations will eventually include this band. Definitely has a long word with an E in it. It's a hard raven, or is that the name of the person who's attacking me? Apparently is strong against fire. Find it, let me know, Andrew. Raven. Ice Spear move looks pretty neat. I need to get better, like, magic attacks anyway. I kind of have the same magic attacks I've been using the whole game up to this point. Heal yourself? That's not allowed. Nice. Thanks, Lydia. Hag Raven feathers. Huh. So it's like a spell casting? Do you find it?
Nope. I'll let you know next time it comes up on my pin door.
Sacrificed a giant. That's really cool. I love the stuff you just run into in this game. Like 3 lockpicks. The mountain flower.
Do you have a limit to what you can carry?
Theoretically, yes, but I turned it off. I'm cheating in this game because it's not fun.
Nah, I think you should have an infinitely large bag of holding. You're basically Mary Poppins. I mean, you're shooting lightning from your hands.
What's she doing here? I'm supposed to meet her at the...
Well, maybe you were taking too long, and she was like, fine, I'll fucking meet you halfway.
Oh, this game. She was supposed to meet me at the town that we're all collectively going to.
Never should have come.
The Forsworn are just as dangerous.
Okay, so there's dudes here. Oh, I must have just barely reached... I must have come around to the place where I was meeting her, and she just decided to come up and walk up and join me. Right on. Who are the Forsworn? Like, what's their deal? What are they, like, barbarians? Whoa, somewhere I can heal safely. Hey, guys.
You also never play a mage in D&D. You're usually the tank, because no one else wants to do that.
I almost never play D&D. I usually
Oh,
DM.
also, you were, like, never a mage in Final Fantasy 16. Or 14. The MMO one.
Get a conjured weapon spell. Are they any good in this game? My conjuration is very low compared to my destruction. I'm trying to get to a point where I have unlimited mana. Where I'm able to regenerate faster than it costs me to cast.
Hey, it's Haypax! Hey, Haypax! Haypax is Patrick, right?
That's correct.
Hey! Where are you? I feel like you travel so much that that's a good question. You out in California? At the lesser Los Alamos?
Is Esbern just like sniping them over there with magic? That's pretty cool. There's another enemy over here somewhere. I'm here. sometimes they don't show up. They don't get a little enemy plate until a few seconds after they come to attack me. I try to wait to make sure I don't just murder a friendly NPC for no reason.
Fire? Oh, are you guys getting fire that far north? I thought it was mostly LA.
You saw their picture, right?
Oh, no. Was that from Santa Barbara? Maybe I'm just not paying attention to the whole California fire thing.
We've had such...
I feel like we get out of places just in time. Like, we got out of Columbus just before that cold snap. Got out of California right before the fire.
State started to burn down.
Although fires here are a real threat. There's been 2 big fires.
Wow. I must have got... Can you get crit in this game? Oh my god, I just lost so much progress. Where is it taking me back to? Probably before the Hagraven.
Oh, people aren't just going to use the insurance money and rebuild houses?
Oh my
and charge just as much?
This is so far back. That was like 10 minutes. Ugh.
Oh, Kami, I hope you get to go to the head office often, because Santa Barbara is beautiful. And super nice.
Alright, we're about at time for Skyrim today. So thanks everybody for joining. This game will come back again next week. I've posted the subblock schedule for next week in the Google group. You can find a link to it in Discord. I'm going to try to project out subblock by as many weeks as I can, but obviously the further in the future I get, the less accurate. Just keep an eye out. Around Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I should be sending out a weekly email. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Hope you all have a good weekend. Let you know what's coming up for next week. I think I can pull it up really quick. Yeah, you're a beautiful treasure, Andrea.
Thank you.